North American bash here in the lower bracket. Elimination on the line at the Six Invitational. Only one of these teams can progress to tomorrow to fight for a chance to play on the main stage here in Paris as we dig into the first map of Clubhouse.
Such an even score as well, right? You think of these two teams, and it's going to be Clubhouse into Nighthaven Labs. It's a complete 50-50 in the back of my mind. The playstyles, the strategy, the experience, the intrigue capabilities of these younger players. But then we go to Cafe, and it feels like an SSG map. So if I'm Shopify Rebellion, I got to get this done in 2. Because I don't think they have what it takes on Cafe.
And it's the first time that Shopify Rebellion will find themselves up against a domestic opponent here at SI. They've only played Brazil and APAC and Europe so far throughout the tournament. As for Spacestation, of course, let's not forget, they had a busy day yesterday. They knocked M80 down into the lower bracket in their first match, only to fall to their domestic rivals in wildcard. And if you asked any North American fan, which do you think is the best team in NA right now, the most likely to go deep at SI, you wouldn't expect the answer to be wildcard. In fact, you might think that it would be Rebellion or SSG or even M80, who have now been eliminated from the tournament. But only one of these teams can progress to join wildcard throughout the rest of the bracket. And like you said, this is going to be a hard veto for Rebellion, but Clubhouse a bit more even perhaps. SSG, though, they've picked it, so they start on the attacking side.
Big thing here is Shopify Rebellion, they played NIP earlier, which is going to have a very different playstyle than that of SSG. SSG a bit more problem-solving oriented when it comes to being on the attacking side, and a bit more about putting on a big maze of confusing elements that you have to problem-solve when they are defending. So we're really looking towards Canadian, especially on the attacking side when they get there to solve those problems with his team. But for now, it's Shopify Rebellion starting on defense, setting things up here in the basement, and it's going to be a little bit of a roam. But mostly just, I think, falling back for time, looking at the lineup. They have some C4s, they got intel, they got utility, not really set for a roam game.
No, in fact, it's really just the option to shoot drones and fall back. SSG don't have a ton of drones left for the round, but they do have the entire map in control, with the exception of Ambi here in storage.
And they have a multi-net here, which if you don't want to use the drones, you just take that shield and you just walk right on in. Now, of course, there's that small story of the Padawan becoming the master, right? Because Folds obviously learned a ton of things from Canadian back in the SSG days.
He was the young gunner.
Exactly.
Canadian was his teacher.
Now things have changed. Both of these two guys are Canadian and Folds leading their team on a very vocal role. Both also playing the Monty very frequently. Valcam spots the BB approaching down the blue stairs, but he's going to see a barbed wire very instantly finds the Valcam.
Good spot.
Okay. Sharp eyes on Ashen. He's a young gunner after all.
That's the story of both of these teams. The veterans who have won SI before and the young gunners, Ashen for SSG. Even Benja, arguably, though he has won an SI himself.
He doesn't count anymore.
He's not a veteran? You don't think
not
he's a young gunner
anymore? No, come on now.
Well, on the flip side, of course, Ambi, 4th youngest player at the tournament. He's just turned 20 today. Still very much a young gunner. The Rebellion. Boy, I mean, he's not the youngest now, but he's finally had a return to form in his match against NIP earlier today. It was a huge clutch after there'd been a lot of criticism leveled his direction recently.
He's still setting things up right now. They got the hatches inside our blue, inside our kitchen. Still missing on the bar, but General will run there immediately and get that done right now. That means they have all the pressure points they want, but look at the focus. Heavy on kitchen, down with the Monty most likely, go for a plant, send to the obscure division, and maybe force minutes to make a play.
And so the impacts come out to try and destroy the Sen's projector walls, and down goes Fultz. The smokes continue to put him at bay, but he's forcing the plant down while Ashen is doing his best to be a distraction. He will fall, but it's a worthy price if SSG are able to get the diffuser down. Now Fultz can just give information to his team while the rest of the squad watch from on high. However, Canadian sails over a C4 to finish off J90.
The retake.
Numbers advantage for Rebellion, but they do have to look for a retake. Big kill onto Fultz now. The information on site. Starved of SSG, but Benja holds the line for one. And Newers from up above punishes an over-aggressive Canadian, going for the counter defuse a little bit too early. Now Rebellion just rely on Spoit and Rexon, and it's going to be so challenging to find the kill on Newers above, while Benja attacks them from below.
A crucial attack from SSG Ashen playing the sacrificial lamb, dropping down, just looking for a 1-for-1 trade, enabling the Monty to confirm that diffuser because that is the entire win condition. And that's where I will leave a big question mark towards Shopify Rebellion. They land 2 C4s, they find a kill, the retake looks winnable, 4v2. They have a Valkyrie camera in bar the entire time, which they are watching. They know where that sensor's playing on the bar double door, and they only send the Asami to the main stairs for retake. In my mind, you send 3 people, leaving 1 person underneath in case they drop down that hatch and they just play the timer. But they send a singular person. They think they can long arm defuse. There's verticals everywhere, 2 people watching it, no pressure on the map.
Some teams would send all 4 players up the stairs for a retake.
That's too much.
You think so?
Because then they drop down the kitchen hatch and you're chasing your own tail. You leave 1 guy below for the catch, you send 3 people up together with the Valcam and take down at least one of those 2 attackers. I think that's a bit of a... Not sure if that's panic, because Shopify Rebellion, they did the hardest thing first. They got the first 2 picks, took out the Monty, cleared bottom main, both C4s hit the marks, and then they bubbled it.
Not to overthink things, but the Azami did have 1 Kiba barrier left, which he used to try and retake upstairs. That was Ambi. Imagine if he had been the player down below, using the Kiba barrier to clog up the floor, holes in the ceiling so he could go for a counter defuse. A lot of things that just slightly went wrong there for Rebellion.
Big praise versus T. I think a lot of teams, they take the Monty and they take the sense and they just send down the guy planting and hope it all works out. But I think Ashen truly getting down there in the action makes a huge difference of the outcome of the round. You never know what happens. He didn't make that play, but HG are happy. They take the first one. See a bit of a stall game. Early 2-brow on the CCTV wall. Buying, what, 12 seconds? 3 times? Just simply stalling out the round here.
Keep in mind, back of your head, Ambi is on this roam as well on the Scopus. Down in the basement, he can always TP. I assume that that's back on site, his other shell, inactive shell. Canadian, where's he spotted?
Top red. He just walked up the staircase and took him down.
Oh,
he was still 2-bound tricking the wall and he just walked up and killed him.
Beautiful from the Dane as he sneaks up. The second inactive shell is actually in rafters. Ambi might have the ability to go and continue battling on that map control.
There could be a very late round flank potential here, but look at the timer. Despite the 2-brow, despite trying to slow down the pace of the game, they've breached every wall known to man. Jacuzzi, connectors, CCTV, and they cleared the roamer when Canadian fell. So the only real kind of ace up their sleeve is going to be the Scopo shield and Catwalk Rafters.
They haven't destroyed it.
They haven't seen it, I don't believe, because they would have killed it surely, right?
If they're not aware of it, then this could be an opportunity for Ambi to go for a flank. No, the inactive shell has now been destroyed, finally.
Okay.
Jan, I know. All right, good start from SSG then.
Incredible start. I mean, again, they've done everything they need on paper. They've got an opening kill, all the heartbeats destruction, and they still got 2 Yinkadelas for side execute and 3 Deimos trackers. Rebellion, again, forced into a spot where they need, like, either a big hero play from individual people or something like a C4, but they don't have any C4s. So they were just down to hero plays, and Canadian watching the cameras, trying to establish the crossfires and where that push might be coming from.
And if you let SSG execute, you better be ready. Ashen goes deep. The flank from the Scopus is tempting. Newers finds one onto Wrexham before he's traded back. Ashen is given a lot of mobility, but he can't actually find any enemies. The entire bomb site seems clear because the defense has retaken Connector, which J90 can swiftly cut down. It's Spoiled up against the world, and he's now targeted by Benja. And Ashen will quickly peek him from the top of main stairs. Excellent patience from Spacestation. And they make a second round look even easier than the first. What did he say?
Come on, you're shitting your pants! Something like that.
Classic Ashen.
It's a Troy quote from back in 2018 SI, if you've seen the documentary, where Troy goes, they are shitting their, you know, effing pants right now. You cut to Penta, Fabian's like, I don't want to lose. Do you want to lose? Let's go out there and show them what we're made of. So a little bit of a little...
That one end again?
Well, the person saying they're shitting their pants lost in the comeback, you know? But maybe Ashen is that guy. He's going to say it and then win afterwards, not falter to Shopify Rebellion. I think for SR right now, though, I think they gotta change their approach strategically. They've tried to play it slower, stall for time, play the layers, which SSG are so familiar with, and they're actually letting SSG get to bombs and execute in a 5v5 or a 5v4. I think trying to play that disruption game early, extend on the roam, play some trap operators, might need to be attempted in the next couple of rounds. Because when you play strategy against SSG, again, they're really good at picking that apart. And we've seen their executes. They've been lethal.
Super said it himself in the interview before the game. Typically, SSG has had Rebellion's number. They've played each other time and time again. 7 times in the last 12 months. Almost all of those games happening at a domestic level, only one of them being on the international stage. That was at the Esports World Cup. In the quarterfinals, SSG 2-0'd Rebellion pretty comfortably, as has been the story for most of their matchups. The last time Rebellion actually got a map off of SSG, even just a map, it was all the way back in stage 1, 205 days ago, in July last year. Even though Rebellion have looked like a really solid team at this SI, especially earlier today against NIP, I think they might have met their match here against SSG.
Well, adaptation and adaptation, so there's going to be a long battle here. But if you can figure out your opponent and make the correct changes to your game plan, that can make all the difference. Now it's Fault on the glass, no longer that Muncie. Passive operator is in the battle. Nero is injured. That gas pipe through the wall. Benja also gets taken down, so possible 5v3 here for SR. Oh, hello
Look at
there.
this aggressive play from Ash, and he did the exact same thing with the Thermite last round. But the smoke will keep him at bay. Well played from Canadian. You see, Ashen just wants to take one with him before he goes to regroup with the rest of his squad. I like that Rebellion aren't over-aggressing too much. Spoit maybe gave him a chance for a brief moment. Now Spoit's going to be feeling the pressure from Faults out on the balcony.
I like this. They're fighting back like I was saying, right? Don't let them execute. Try and fight them on the extended room. They're playing for their lives, not for falling back. One keep in pocket of Sport. He's going to hold his ground because there's no pressure from Jacuzzi Breach. It's Ashen main stairs. It's Faults on the windows.
I like the way Spoit's using the Azami to isolate these fights.
Team kill.
He actually team kills Canadian, but it's worth it if he takes down Ashen 4v2. Unfortunately, that does mean the smoke is gone. And Jane, I know, is just sending it. He goes deep, but his position revealed as he misses a few shots onto Rexon. He looks to try and fight, but Ambi will swing him and find a second, I guess third kill of the round if you count Canadian. Faults has nothing to do but desperately run up red into Surf's waiting arms.
Really
and
good.
finally, a round on the board for SR.
Really, really good. That's the adaptation that they need, right? Recognize, hey, their executes are so superior. We cannot play the 5v5. We need to fish for a couple of kills. And then instead of risking falling back and getting caught off, they will just stay inside a master bedroom connector and gym. So 1-2. The issue is these bomb sites, they're gonna give you kind of different things if you're a defender. You know, CCTV, you can extend to master bedroom, it's kind of strong. When you play gym, holding CCTV can be kind of tricky, like we saw in round number 1. For the basement, that roam game is just a very big coin flip, right? You can lose 2 or 3 roamers, the round is over with the roam clear. So I do think that it's not gonna get much easier. Perhaps just more difficult from here on out. At least until the bomb site opens up again. Way to think, yeah.
I like it. Look, these guys did actually play Clubhouse only 2 months ago in the NAL finals. In their upper bracket game, Spacestation 7-1 Shopify Rebellion, winning 5 out of their 6 attack rounds. Rebellion surely have had a lot of time to think about what exactly went wrong back in that matchup. Canadian and Rexon both only got 1 kill each on that map back then. It was Ashen who was stealing the show, 11 kills and 3 deaths.
I mean, good news here. Canadian and Rexon, they can only match or do better. They've both gotten that 1 kill. We got many more rounds to go.
Well, Canadian got TK'd, so we'll give him a bit of benefit of the doubt.
Okay, so the kill that Ambi got last round goes to Troy, actually.
That's right. That's
okay.
right.
So Ambi's on 1.
And we can get rid of 1 death from Canadian as well.
Oh, that's very generous of you. He's going to be happy with that.
He was the only player to die last round, and it was because his teammate shot him.
So unfair. Thermite banned away. Now, I'm a big fan of this personally. I do think with the buffs to Heartbreachers, Thermite getting a 3rd Heartbreach in charge, and of course he has a secondary shotgun, flashes, and smokes. He is such a flexible operator, and for these exterior walls, that's the word, exterior walls, he just pop all 3, right? Jacuzzi, connector, and CCTV as a sole Heartbreacher. So now it's going to slow down the rotations of Spacestation Gaming, give them a little less utility, albeit a better gun on the ace perhaps. They responded back with a Clash Bang, something that Canadian's been playing quite a bit of this event so far. He's been a big Clash kind of guy. Doing pretty good on it. But it's again, they're leaving up the roam game pretty early on to hold down that bunkered basement bomb site like they did the first time.
Yeah. It was just mostly the Mozzie pests. on the top floor.
This must be a church attack.
Is this aggro here from Benja? I'm not sure if he's aware. Ambi is just around the corner. Benja now gets out the DMR and wins the fight onto Ambi, retreating. Benja, a few shots sent his way by Canadian, but not enough damage to net a kill.
The triple wall had feet hole, so they couldn't contest in triple wall actually at all.
That was a good read there from Benja to realize he wasn't exposed to triple.
What's the strat here, though? Again, like, what's the win condition for SR? They have a singular C4 and some toxic babes. They can pop the church walls with a range feature. It feels very cooked. I mean, there's no flank happening, right? They have almost no plant denial because a singular C4 they can get a kill. They can't play in church. They can't play kitchen hatch.
Yeah, they're just not fighting SSG, are they?
It's very limited, that's for sure.
And now without the Izami for late rounds, they can't make as many plays. They can't plug up these holes in the church wall. SSG just have so many options. I mean, yeah, they don't have any
shield. It's going to be a split attack. It's going to be blue church most likely here. They're flipping it, and without the shield operator, they can't go for a plant match. So they gotta go for kills and bomb site control first, plant later.
Still a call in pocket. Wow, a lot of damage to Folds. Thanks to the Thorn Trap. The Deimos track onto Rex and the smoke. Now they know exactly where he might be able to toss those smoke babes. And it's time to start moving down blue stairs for J9O. He times it well with Ashen. The two of them take control of blue. Look to continue fighting, but in there is still Spoit. Canadian on the bomb side has found a double, and Spoit is doing just what he needs to do, holding on to blue for Rebellion. SSG cannot find their way into it as Spoit shuts down Ashen as well. New is in his 1 versus 4, and Canadian playing on the bomb makes it a 3K.
Oh, he's feeling young again. Finding all the kills, logging it down, not even dying. And that was us going. It looks so cooked from Shopify Rebellion. There was 2 saving graces there, though. SSG did not do the vert in the kitchen area, so they could play back B portion and have more crossfires. And secondly, I think SSG were expecting a pretty intensive roam game because they were playing Sophia, Dokkaby, Sledge. Again, no execute bombs at operators. No way to go for plants, and they even found the opening pick. That should have been so much more difficult to hold, but Canadian, on this chassis, gets 3 big kills.
Once you open up the church wall, you should not be able to have a Mozzie just play off of the bomb and win 3 fights.
Yeah, mind you, if you're on that side of the chassis that Canadian was, you can actually see that if you pro in the kitchen hatch and look down to the vert, but there was no vert and hatch wasn't opened up.
It's funny because they had a Sledge and a Zoph, and I'm pretty sure J9O died without using any of his concussions.
Yeah, so that's one of the small things, right? I think SSG just missed one teeny tiny detail there to optimize the strategy.
10 seconds to insertion.
And that was utilized by the fact that Rebellion goes, you know, this spot that normally we can't play in, well, they didn't get the vert. We can play here now. That changes everything.
Attackers are
I like this from SSG. Falls back in the Monty, can call the shots, take their time, and find the openings.
No clash to worry about now.
Exactly.
No hard counters to the shields here at all. In fact, from Rebellion, be very hard to kill this Montaigne. 2 Nitro cells is really all you've got to try and do that.
2 bars interesting to me, right? We see it, this is the 3rd time, I believe, or 2nd time. And
is it for Deimos?
well, last time, they were just, the second these breaches came out, he was just freezing them, right? Didn't care about anything else. And he died to Benjamin and walk up the red staircase. This time, he's playing deeper inside a cash room itself, with Ambi playing top red Warden. I think they're just trying to stall things out so that when the push wants to come, they say, no, not yet, no, not yet, and keep stalling them out.
But where do they want to stall? Because they did contest early on the CCTV breach, and I don't think...
in cache is the answer for them then.
Oh, inside of cache
Inside of cache this time, yeah. So they got their 2 people playing the bomb site. It's going to be Rexon and Sport working bathroom and mid-master. And they have the extended roam here, with Canadian and Surf and Ambient connector, so the triple link. The big thing is the person playing connector Ambi here, if he dies, they cannot get back and forth between the sides. So it's very important that Ambi stays alive.
And Monty will make it awkward though once Fultz starts making his way forward.
And direct attack as well. I mean, once you open up bathroom, now Rexon can't play in there anymore. Spoiler's not going to play Jun, he's going to go back to office.
They had 1 ADS, which did catch the first flash, but it didn't catch a Selma as it intended to. So J9O has so much ability now, and Spoit was not in position to shoot those Selmas early enough. Now we see the Monty come into play in cash, but this crossfire with Ambi supporting Canadian might make it better.
And the wall between connector and cache is reinforced, so there's no crossfire to deny Fultz to walk in. Canadian is relying upon Ambi to save him, essentially. They have to play it perfect together, but
SSG has fallen off.
SSG is flipping the attack. They're back on the side windows instead. You go for a fast one.
And Canadian is now alone.
I think you sent it here.
Are they just going to go for broke? Voigt was on site. Rexon as well, aggressive on the windows. Does a bit of damage. Surf is also looking for a peek outside. He's going to get the down onto Newers and finally finish him off. But meanwhile, Fultz has gone into the objective. Rexon holds down the fort. And Benja's been silenced by a nice nitro as well, leaving SSG with so many questions and no answers. Ashen cannot retake into connector. And J90 desperately makes his way up from the main stairs, from the breach. With him and Ashen getting kills together, maybe there's a way into it. It can't take out this BPC, and it gives so much info now for Rebellion.
It's just Rex on the bomb site and Jim. Surf stuck downstairs when bottom main.
How do they play this? J90 10 bullets in the magazine, but Rexon finished off. Surf has no choice but to get back to side now. The diffuser needs to be reclaimed. Ashen worried about pressure from below, but J90 catches Surf on the rotate. Fultz is on his feet, and SSG take the lead.
Incredible stuff right there. Both teams really adapting so many times in a single round. Surf was cast side, then he was master, he was cast side, he was master, just rotating back through that bottom floor, the basement, first floor, etc. And SSG will call a tag timeout to figure out how they can keep up this lead. I can't hear SSG.
These fucks. Just keep it very simple. It's going to be cash right here. I'm probably just going to talk about that real quick. Let's identify what they're doing on the mesh side, post the drones a little bit deeper. If they're doing the extension off that bulker, let's look for the breach semi with that Montang pulling on the breach side itself. Benja, you have an option. You either take the Thatcher to get rid of the Malusi they're going to have inside of site set, or you can just take hard utility for that. But I want to prioritize a semi-breach on this, and then just fucking crank it in on those guys.
We can go on the breach?
No, I want Montang
pulling. I could do the BB.
Are we freak pressuring master first or no?
Yeah, apply pressure on the Scusi wall and flip it over.
Should I bring the BB?
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Alright. Make sure you're pulling though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then who
So calm as always.
Yeah. There's two words that I feel like it's used quite a lot there. It's crank it, the first one. The other one is flip it. Because my point I was about to make is how well Surf was rotating between helping the master bedroom people and the people over in cash on the extended roam. Because he was literally spinning back and forth between them. SSG were flipping the attacks. They started cash, then they were applying pressure in master bedroom, right? Getting the bathroom breach, the windows, the office hatch. Then they went back to cash with the Monty, saying, hey, we're over here. They jumped straight out the windows and straight into the bomb side. They were flipping the attack multiple times because they know Shopify Rebellion are going to adapt whenever they feel that pressure. And Surf got stuck on the main stairs the entire time. You saw from Rexon there.
No, I don't think that was what he said.
Well, that's what I can say, okay? But it was tough, I mean...
You can imagine how frustrated Rexon would have been there because he's on side. Surf went for a huge flank to get one of those players on the balcony. As soon as they got that pick, SSG said, well, once offside, we crank. And they go into side, leaving Rexon all alone.
Yeah, the thing is, right?
Hide behind the keeper barriers, but he wasn't his army. Spoit was dead already. He couldn't fortify himself anymore.
And by process of elimination, SSG knew he had to be in the side and hadn't dropped down that hatch because otherwise it would be free. And SR doesn't make it free for you, right? So they knew he was somewhere, knew he wasn't Bath, knew he wasn't Master. He had to be in a corner in gym. They just swooped the room. There he is.
Slicing that pie.
Yeah, that's it.
And Surf couldn't get back either. He was being covered. SSG played it well. Rebellion starting to feel a little bit of frustration. Oh, wow.
Careful.
Damage. I will say, compared to a month and a half ago when they played each other, oh, it was actually 2.5 months ago now, when they played each other in NAL finals, Rebellion have won 2 defenses already compared to the one they got in the whole half.
Yeah, I do expect this to be heavily attacker favored on Clubhouse here between these two teams, so any defensive round is a win.
Canadian is so low. It's so risky going to CCTV. This bomb site is so exposed. Once the breach is open, it becomes difficult. Inside of the site is Fultz. He's looking for a plant inside of the smoke, but Surf will deny it desperately. Benja jumps in straight to the smoke. He will fall after he trades back one. Ashen knows he needs to go for broke, and he finds that player on the rafters. Can't get a second though as Ambi's DMR strikes true from the top of red stairs, leaving poor Newers for SSG. The last piece of the puzzle. A 1v3 required and no diffuser to speak of.
The stock watching downstairs in case of a C4, any verticality, and it ends up not being the case at all. There are no C4s from this defensive lineup. Has to go for a big one. Couple of swings, couple of pre-fires. Canadian, 1 HP and 1 Toxic Babe. Technically winnable, but very difficult.
It was such a risky play for SSG to put Newers in this position. One nade to work with as he has to go and reclaim that diffuser. They'll let him have it.
Yeah.
They know that they can play this for retake. Spoit has 3 Keybers left. can wait for the plant to go down or just hold their lines.
Canadian.
Old man still got it. 3-3 at the end of the half. A glow up for Shopify Rebellion compared to their last Clubhouse encounter.
Serve saying Thorn Tech in the chat. What do you think about it? It's pretty good. Pretty good bit of value.
What was the tech? I didn't see it.
I think just two of them went off. Both Benja on the CC window jump in. I think it was the Thorn trap plus the smoke canister that took him out, if I recall correctly, but I'm not sure.
Right, and then
then
maybe they just wombo comboed it because it was Barb as well.
And then default plant, when Glass walked in deep, I think it was in the floor by default plant spot and also hit him. Didn't kill him, but it did damage and he couldn't sprint.
The other thing about Thorn is even if it doesn't kill you or damage you at all, it just forces you to move.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when you're in CCTV, there's not many safe places to sit where you're not exposed to top red or cash or rafters.
I like the bounce right here. Get rid of the Monty. That's going to be a very comfortable role for Troy to IGL. Capital, great for executing, picking things apart. Makes perfect sense.
I mean, Capital, how do you play rafters with Capital in? Especially with the recent
Benja
buff.
died to the barbed wire, smoke gate bait, and this one trap.
Tick damage combo.
Yeah. And then on the other side, getting rid of the bandit and the mirror. Again, it just makes step one easier. Get direct attacks. Oh, the screech. One more time? Ah, no more time. Okay. It's not time to deal with the bandit trickery sometimes. Even here in basement, you could reinforce the triple wall.
He struggled so hard. He's trying to get this little crawl hole.
Yeah, because they canceled the door. My guy's like, dude, really? You couldn't wait for me? I'm telling you, that impact grenade button felt really, really...
He was tempting. He was tempted.
10 seconds remaining.
It's one of those.
Newers has so much set up to do, so I don't
Yeah, he
blame
has
him.
no time
5 seconds
to
remaining.
wait for anybody. That's the thing about the castle. I mean, back in the day, right, when you each had 2 reinforcements and you couldn't do more than that,
Oh.
and you played like Jaeger or Castle or Smoke,
Even
or
Mute.
yeah, Mute especially, dude, it sucked. You're doing reinforcements like 30-40 seconds into live action phase at times.
Yeah, I've died way too many times reinforcing in the action
Yeah.
phase.
I mean, what we would do in Pro League to problem solve that is, let's say I play Smoke and I don't have time. The last thing I do at the end of my round
Cybrios.
is the triple wall, for example, because then I can do that in the beginning of the action phase, because that's the bomb side. They're gonna have to take map control first. That's how you kind of worked around that. Now, thankfully, you share a pool of 10 reinforcements, and life is just better.
Much better. So your teammates expect you to do all 10.
I was gonna say until you play solo queue ranked, yeah. That is kind of rough here. Oh, I was gonna say.
The nades are very good clearing those Vulcans.
It's worth it. So essentially, they're spending those grenades right now, so when they get back to dirt late round, they can then go in for free. Also note this, instead of Canadian or Sports spending both grenades, they both spent one. This means they're gonna have grenades in 2 separate locations for different use cases, and or if, let's say, Canadian spent both grenades and then Sport died, now they have no nades. So they're spreading out the util usage very consciously, which is a great small detail.
Smart.
More teams should do it if possible, but how often do you bring 4 nades these days, right? You can't cook them anymore.
One downside for SSG of making feet holes is it means the drones have so much more visibility. If this was head holes, it'd be very different. But
Yeah, but if you set your toes in there, you have no toes anymore.
right, they've turned blue into a complete kill box. There's also a bulletproof camera at AKs as well.
It's low-key bait to go blue. It feels like a gap, and you get so many lines of sight like you mentioned, but there's a lot of lines working towards you as well.
If you have an Ash or a Buck, it's not so bad, but you want to really open up these walls.
But you see how they're playing it, right? They're roaming top floor around bar, master bedroom, etc. Denying like kitchen hatch and the bar hatch. And then they're giving them blue saying, come on, take the blue. There's no roamers here. But they're holding it from deep within the bomb site. So again, it's a big bait and they might take it. 2 people blue stairs.
Yeah, well, it's a dangerous game here for Rebellion. They're playing right into SSG's hands. But they've now cleared that bulletproof camera, I do believe. Those who won't be able to get info off of that. The nades being very, very useful. And the castle barricade follows as well. Canadian, though, shot in the feet by Newers. The UMP buff packing a punch, taking down the Blackbeard. And now Rebellion have no rock, no mountain, no shield to hide behind.
It's a bait. I'm telling you, blue box like this, they want you to go there. That's the setup. You're playing right into it. It's super risky. It's going to have to be a crazy interplay here from Ambi, Surf, Rexon, and Sport to make this round work.
Rexon's got the long angle. Oh, but he's shot by Newers again. A second kill with the UMP. He's holding on from this doorway. He's vulnerable to so many angles right now, but none of which Rebellion are able to tangle with. Ambi's the last one left, and Newers makes it a 3K. What a killer way to kick things off for SSG in the second half.
That's disgusting. The UMP against the shield, so there's two things that came into action there. One, they reverted the limb damage change, right? So before, you would take 25% less damage in your toes, etc., your limbs. That got reverted. Now you take full damage, plus they buff the UMP, plus you play extended barrel. 47 damage a shot. It's like a TMR just shooting you in your toes. Canadian died faster than you could react. Big round for Newers.
Would have been a very different story if that had been a Montaigne, of course. SSG Bandit are happy to go and play more aggressively against these more vulnerable shields like the Blackbeard. It's crazy. You never see strats like that from SSG because it relies on having control of the entire kitchen hallway. Newers could have been shot from directly above his head.
He could. And that's the thing, right? They had bar hatch open, 2 or 3 people roaming there when the round started. And again, what SSG do? It's very obvious when we have the top-down perspective at all the positions. They made blue and CCTV side just look like you couldn't not take it. They had to take it. But like, what's the bait?
It's funny because if they had Monty, I don't think you can defend that. Like, because they could have
defend the Monty.
Yeah, but like, imagine Monty was in.
Yeah.
Monty
doesn't work.
Monty walks up a dirt tunnel and someone just plants right behind him. And they have nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, they had no toxic babes left, nothing.
As soon as you ban Monty, different story.
Yeah, and that's why you tailor your strats and play specific strats very much based on the operator band selection. Like I said, I think you can play that round 100 times. I don't think SSG go for it if Monty is open and they know the enemy is good at playing it. It's smart. It's good stuff from the prep team of SSG. And like Super and Collat was saying in interviews with X beforehand, they have played each other a ton of times, especially on Clubhouse and Lab.
Super said it's all about the adaptations. It won't just be about what you've come in predicting your opponent to do. It's having pocket strats and being able to read your opponents at the drop of a hat. SSG did, like you said, phenomenal prep work coming into it. If they have strats like that, Rebellion need to quickly be able to adapt to whatever they're thrown. More castle play out of Fultz this round. SSG have a lot of ideas.
Yeah. It's different every single time. Same thing for Shopify Rebellion. They're applying pressure on the CCTV breach, a little bit downstairs in the lounge and main door. But the open and kill department were feeling a lack of entering in the map and taking those early gunfights. Again, SSG, they want that late round 5v5. And SR are more often not giving it to them.
Watch out for the vert, my friend.
He's careful. It's kind of.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not. Okay, he's not. Well, Cobium, not careful.
Keep huffing that Cobium.
This is an old school vert angle from way back in the day.
This is a very deep one, all the way into garage. With the Capital banned, Rebellion have very little that they can do against a setup like this on rafters. You've got to contend with vertical angles, got to contend with Newers, who is playing down below inside a lounge. You've got to contend with the player on the rafters himself. Ambi and Surf in a 2 versus 4, and Surf thankfully can find J90 and maybe take control of rafters. In a 2v4 though, Ambi's gonna have to find a massive opening, and well, it's shut down.
Both walls reinforced, by the way. Even if they got Calog off his control, it was all for nothing. They don't have the hard destruction for it. They spent all of the hard destruction early in the round, so even if they had gotten it, they don't gain a single damn thing from it. SSD, again, one step ahead strategically.
2 rounds in a row, a perfect strat prepared and played perfectly. Played beautifully. Ashen holding onto the red stairs after he already found his kill on the vert.
Is that attack?
They are strides ahead.
It's gotta be attack. Attack timeout, that is.
Yeah, Rebellion are 2 rounds behind, but I'm not seeing the tactical timeout called.
Oh, there it is.
Here it is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I think the biggest thing right now is we just got to get in the game. We're sitting around doing just fucking fuck all for like 2 minutes of the rounds, guys. We have a plan. We know what we need to do. It should be like fucking clockwork, and we're acting like we don't know what the fuck is going on, right? If we need to burn something, fucking burn it, clear it, and let's go. Those basement rounds, guys, if we can't fucking push, let's go. We're fucking sleepwalking, right? We're having good openings this round. We're getting good info, and we're doing fucking nothing with it. We have a plan. Do what we do. Stop fucking around. Okay? Play our game. Count shit down. Be together. Play together. We do not win individually. We win as a fucking team. Pay attention to the time and get it moving.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Wow. Coach Super, and again, I think he's spot on, right? They're getting to those late round 5v5s. They're kind of getting stuck in the early to mid stage of the round, then it all falls apart off one bad gunfight. Canadian in garage very early, dies alone. Then Rexton somewhere else on the map, dies alone. they don't ever get to utilize any of their operators or any of their teamwork or coordination.
And that's what sets Shopify Rebellion apart from other teams. Their coordination, their creativity, and their strats. Very rarely. Yeah, we haven't. In fact, SSG have been running rings around them when it comes to the strategic game, which is funny because, yes, SSG, like, they have good strats, but of all the North American teams, which tend to be more structured than regions like Brazil, even Europe to some degree, I would have thought SSG was the most loose and aggressive.
Most loose and aggressive?
I would have thought so.
I think back in Forest days, maybe, but I think that's changed, yeah.
Fox is nodding when I say that, and Gabe is doing that.
I'm also a bit like, I don't know, man.
It's all mental, is what Laxing is saying.
Oh, okay. I thought he was calling me crazy.
I thought he was calling me crazy too.
No. I mean, it's true. Like, the battle of attrition is a battle often won by SSG, right? When you go pound for pound, round for round.
And we said Rebellion need to get it done in 2 because Cafe is going to be a hard one.
That's my prediction, yeah. It's a 2-0 or it's a 1-2 for Shopify Rebellion. That's generally just how I see that map veto play out every single time. So there's a bit of pressure.
How well they fought earlier today against NIP for the individual performances.
Hey, mind you, NIP only beat Fear because sets a false narrative. NIP on paper is a much weaker opponent than SSG.
Sure.
But they did play well.
NIP did play well against Rebellion, though. We can't deny that.
And Rebellion played well in response, yes.
True. Let's not forget, NIP also got maps off of M80 and...
Now, where are they? Yeah, right. Spoiler, guys. ... They're eliminated. So how much... What's that going to do for you? Right? Come on. SSG's a different beast. This is a big test for Shopify Rebellion. If they're gonna run that gauntlet, they gotta start right here today. First NIP, then SSG, and every single day they will hone their craft until the very end where they're in the main stage in the grand finals.
Seems like a tall order with how they've been playing in this map of Clubhouse. Good drone though from Spoit. This is where Rebellion, as Super said, get all the information. They just have to make a call and go for it. Don't hesitate.
Grimm's, Candela's information. If they spot a couple of players, they gotta act on it.
Oh, but it's Warden. Can't flash the Warden. And Surf's gone down. I didn't see where that went. The Warden gets tracked, but it's a moment too late. And Spoit loses his head for it. Up goes Canadian. He's smoked off one angle, but this Warden is going to be impossible to deal with.
That's not going to...
And he cannot find the angle. A nade goes through loosely, but he's not going to get an angle on through the vertical because JNO is sitting inside of the shower at the moment. Solid floor.
This.
And yeah, it feels like Rebellion blew it a little bit too early. They missed their shot.
Yeah, they said to push, but they forgot the 3, 2, 1 countdown to work together. They had 2 people stuck below, one on the roof. It was a single-man push with Surf watching him just die. Now it's time for the second push.
Oh, but he's going to walk straight into the crossfire. Newers open the equation. Now he's found a second. Him and J90 together make it a full house and a flawless round for SSG. Ashen's typing question marks in the chat right now. And Shopify Rebellion have blundered their tactical timeout.
I don't blame him. I mean, the question marks, Ashen saying hello in the in-game chat, it is very much the reality that we're in. Because what is that push? After tag time and after Coach Super goes, guys, these are the problems. Work together, get information, have a plan, and do it as a team. We didn't see the team aspect. There was a plan, information, and they did have an actionable course. But that action was not timed together. Troy was literally Candela in hand, not ready whatsoever. Ambi was downstairs in bar, trying to shoot a guy through floor. That's not wall bangable. It's a brutal way to lose your attack amounts of Clubhouse that it is about all the fundamentals, the teamwork, the communication. Ying's been banned away, Kaid's been banned away, so Shopify Rebellion, they can keep breaching things as they have been doing. The power-ups and defense are still alive, and SSG very much in the driver's seat. Also, we're gonna have to say something here in a second, okay? We're gonna wait for the stream to see it as well, because incredible things are happening right now. And SSG basically okay. Now there is no Mossy mute, but the mute has made an appearance, and that's half of the equation. But the SSG roam that goes way back to when Troy got the hammer with the squad. Come on now.
Troy is going to load into this round.
He's going to
wait, I know what they're doing. I think they have a mute. Oh, they're roaming. Oh, it's basement. Guys.
Now, of course,
it's an SSD roam.
There's been some modernizations here, right? The Goya Vulcan canisters can both be put on the bomb side or the intra-airs and stall a rush for 20 seconds. You have the Scobos who can deep roam and always TP back and always overstay their welcome. And then you have Solids, which can see where those drones and people are droning from, giving you an idea of where they push, what direction it's facing. So it's very much a modernized version. Shopify Rebellion, there's an impact grenade. Rexon takes a bit of damage, but they're in the building. It's at a bar, the heart of the map. They take down the first player of J9O.
Big kill from Ambi. We need the young gun to fire up now for Rebellion. So he's taking a lot of damage. The rest of the roam is still active here. Fault's in script. Newer's in kitchen.
Oh, they're
he can
coming
create
for
a
him.
real fortress. Faults wants to try and take the fight, but a great shot from Rexon. Makes it a little bit harder for SSG, but Newers has lashed out again. He can always drop down the hatch back to site as he does. He is now the only one on the objective. Benja has GN'd after he found his. Remember, Ashen's on the top floor. Benja has now TP'd back to site. So it's a 2 on site, 1 roamer remaining for SSG.
Of course, you're gonna go hunt the solo player. That's close serve. Barely takes any damage though. There's the melee bash. Knockdown on the ground are confirmed by Canadians. So they isolate. They have man advantage. They got Blightbeard and a Dokkaebi phone call and all the hard destruction still alive on Ace. They have all the correct tools to get this round over the line.
Yeah, but Newers has so many Kiba barriers to make the bomb side a fortress, and Benja has gone off on his roam again. They know about it. He can TP back if he wants, or he could even drop down the hatch.
Or you can stick around. It's about min-maxing. If he falls back, they lose the roam game. That shell gets destroyed. So the second he falls back, there is no retreating. But there's a Dokkaebi call as well. If that gets wrong, he'll be heard. So they pop the bar hacks. That's 2 of the 3 Selmas, mind you.
They're overextending, and it does give Benja another flank opportunity. They're looking to push dirt. Spoyd is still upstairs, all the way on the 2nd floor. He's not making a move. Rebellion need to make sure they time this together.
So they got third tunnel. They got away, but it's early. Benji goes to flank.
His final impact grenade, though, used to try and enable that angle. He's still upstairs as he TPs back onto site. The Dokkaebi calls out. Spoyd drops down the hatch, but he will fall. Benja and Newers have hit 10 kills apiece as Surf looks to try and clutch up in the 1v2. Rebellion are on the ropes, and SSG are making Clubhouse their own. Clan. But can Benja deny it? It's fate for a brief moment. Newers is exposed, but Surf is traded back. And a 10-map win streak in the head-to-head becomes 11 for Space Station Gaming, on the verge of sending Rebellion home.
SSG, whenever they're met with an obstacle, they have an answer. Whenever they get punished somewhere in the map, they punish back somewhere else. And for that round, that was Benja. We'll have to see what happens next, but first, a quick break.
Available now.
Welcome back. Now, SSG and SR have played each other hundreds of times, and we talk about the win condition being about adaptation, but we don't explain what that means. Now, when you've practiced against a team so many times, they know what you're doing, you know what they're doing. An adaptation is where you take advantage of that information of knowing what the other team is doing. And SSG does it all throughout this round, but more specifically, they start very quickly right out the gate in their setup. While Hot Tub Breach is getting open, Logi Hatch is getting open, and Server Wall is getting open. But as you can see, Canadian is there with the tuber out, and he is going to rotate to red once the wall is open. But until then, he's staying pretty. What does Benja do? He makes a beautiful adaptation to go before the wall is open. Adaptation, gets the pick, and that pick is what leads SSG to have complete cash control off of that reading. They take cash, they go to set up for an execute, and now the execute is going to unfold. So Ashen is going to lock down the halls, Benja is going to lock down Master, Foltz, down connector, Newers, down connector, J90, supposed to be holding flank. We'll have to see how that plays out, but first, what does SR do? They understand that the execute is coming. Let's go for a counter adaptation. Connector push is going to happen. A flank from Anby, and it's going to work out flawlessly. They get the pick on the Newers. But what does J9 do? He's not holding flank. He gives it up completely because he's seen it before. This is an adaptation. He switches to be able to set up a containment. Now look at where all the remaining members from SR are. Connector locked down. J90 contains Ambi. Foltz is going to push in, forcing everybody from SR to have to move. Benja locking down Master, and Ashen is going to rotate to have Master control. And it works perfectly. SR has no response. They don't even know where J90 is. They get the pick. Surf gets one, but gets instantly traded. And now, Spoit, the golden child, stuck in a 1v3 situation. And it doesn't matter how golden you are. Doesn't matter how golden you are, there's still a 3-man crossfire onto you, and there's nothing you can do. And now that is the type of adaptations that we talk about. And SSG get map 1 off of that adaptation, and we'll have to see if they can get map 2, but we'll have to go back to the desk first.
We talk about the fluidity a lot heading into this matchup specifically. SSG, we know them as the team that will be able to adapt on the fly. Fox has just shown it perfectly, and unfortunately, Lax, SR are just one step behind the curve at every point.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And, you know, I just want to say this because I've been here, I've been a player, I know what it's like to be in this moment, to go against a situation like this. And realistically, I don't give a shit what kind of player you are. Someone has to find their rhythm. Someone has to be able to build out that momentum. Someone has to get animated on that side of SR, because when you look at their camp right now, everyone is just blank in the face. But you look at the side of SSG, everyone's getting hype, everyone's laughing, everyone's having a good time. As much as you want to focus on the game, you have to focus on the mental aspect. And every single time, SSG attacks that mental again and again. Whether it's being able to transition on dime, whether it's being able to trade off one another, they always have a response. SR needs to do something.
There were 8 multi-kills in that game, and that was dominated by SSG.
Yes.
Every single time they found a way into rounds, and right now, Shopify Rebellion, unfortunately, they just don't have the answers. Moving over to Night Haven Labs, a similar map, maybe a bit bigger, but ultimately, we're still going to be met with that same conversation.
Yeah, we absolutely are. And again, I think it really is important that someone finds a round that they can get behind, that they can get animated, that they can get hype, and then just use that momentum to carry them through round by round, because you aren't going to beat this SSG in the mental game. You have to beat them in the adaptation, as Fox beautifully broke down. That's what needs to be happening. That's the transition that needs to be made. Don't focus on the map. Don't focus on what's happening in front of you. Focus on what you can do as a player and with your team, and then exploit exactly what SSG was doing to them and take it by charge.
Canadian, Shopify Rebellion. Their backs are against the wall. Look at them. It's the exact thing we're talking about. You can feel the energy has been sapped out of them.
Can we pan to SSG really quick? Like, you can just see the shift. Everyone just having a good time. Newers waving at the camera. I mean, it's just a completely different atmosphere. It's not the same, and things need to change if they want to keep their life alive here into going Night Haven Labs.
It's as simple as that. Win and you're in if you're SSG. They are on the front foot, and I'm sure they'll continue to do so here on Night Haven Labs.
Thank you very much, Rob. That's right. We're getting into the second map, and after a calamitous start on Clubhouse, Shopify Rebellion are on their last chance at SI.
Yet they still have the fan favoritism here. 59% in favor. Sportive, perhaps here. We gotta see Sport and everybody else work together with the perfect teamwork here on the second map, James.
SSG look for their second Six Invitational Championship to keep their hopes alive. They need to knock out Canadian and Shopify Rebellion. Nighthaven Labs coming up right now. SSG has made it to every single international event since Jönköping all those years ago. And now they look to continue the campaign in Paris at our 10th Six Invitational. Nighthaven Labs is picked by Shopify Rebellion, but we need to see a revival because they were absent on Clubhouse.
They very much were in, I think, most metrics. Individually, as a team, in the clutch, in the problem solving, SSG had their number at every turn of every round almost on Clubhouse. Nighthaven Labs does play out a fair bit differently, but mind you, if you're SSG, you're feeling mighty fine. Even worst case scenario, you lose this map, you got Cafe in the back, right? Come on, that's one of your most like home turf style maps historically for this organization and for some of these players. For Shopify Rebellion, you need to overcome those obstacles and figure out what went wrong on the map prior and just make sure that all of that got resolved in the last couple of minutes. We walked by the SR squad outside our very doors and they're discussing, guys, Nighthaven Labs. And I did hear a small, we might not have gone into this thinking that our Nighthaven Labs was better than our Clubhouse, but we're gonna have to play it better than our Clubhouse because right now, it's do or die.
And look, the last time these teams met on Labs, it was a grueling 15-rounder in the NAL Finals upper bracket. It was a second map. Shopify Rebellion had just bounced back after being 7-1'd on Clubhouse, funnily enough, by SSG, only to lose 8-7 on Labs. Now, speaking of 8-7s on Labs, let's not forget why Shopify Rebellion are down here in the lower bracket to begin with, losing in 15 rounds of overtime to Falcons in that upper bracket. And also back in the group stage, they actually beat FaZe on this map in 15 rounds. We've had plenty of grueling matches for Rebellion here on this map.
They got the experience to go the distance, that's for damn sure, and we might need it. Let's see for now. SSG, they start all the way down under. Say all the way, but...
This is control room, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, all the way is kind of like based on where you're standing, right?
You are trying to save yourself.
They're playing down under, but not all the way under.
Look, they're not down under until they're down in Melbourne and Sydney.
Like
you know it. You know all about that. Been there.
All the way down in control. Playing on the floor above with the extended roam.
And classically, we have plenty of C4s. The late round plant denial. Deny from above through the Veil. Deny from below with the C4. Thoughts on that pulse. He's likely running the shotgun as he's got the Reaper at the moment. Rebellion have so much work to do to clear this map and haven't made a lot of progress as of yet. Everyone outside the building.
I mean, that's the nature of having a Twitch, right? It takes a little bit extra time. Verticality from the roof down towards the bomb site. Sees the water down, does a bit of damage, but he peels away. Actually, an angle all the way to the basement. It can be all the way downstairs. What's the angle here for Shopify Rebellion? Is it nomading off the IT room, holding the retake and trying to go for plant beneath? Because they're missing those kind of plant operators, right? There's no shield for quick entry. No way to shroud yourself going into the bomb site besides a smoke grenade. They're gonna look, they're gonna get the kill as well.
Big opening for Surf, but good trade from J90. Thankfully, Canadian is there to reply from inside a garage. And Benja, as he tries to rotate back, is gonna feel a world of pain. Out goes the Nitro cell. But Ambi manages to run away just in time, and Canadian to regroup with his team and bring Rebellion back into the advantage.
Force rather either has a pre-placed C4 or he popped it immediately on the post. Not entirely certain. Might have popped it in the chaos of the round. But either way, he's back to that primary floor. Shopify Rebellion, despite having numbers advantage, they've reset everything, giving enough time for foes to fall back and help Newers by that storage bomb site. And be looking for a flank. This tells us that SR, they have very limited information if they're worried about the flank this late in the round.
speaking of late, look at that timer. 20 seconds remain, and with Newers finishing off Troy, it doesn't leave Rebellion with a lot of options. Fultz still has that shotgun, and he's just flanked back upstairs again. Rexon needs to find a safe haven to plant, but he's in the middle of 2 players, and Newers has swiped his head off. Ambi the young gun, with no diffuser to speak of, and no time to find these final 2 players, will desperately sit down. And SSG steal the first round on Labs.
I think I know what happened there. I'm pretty sure that they knew that Pulse was still alive and thought we cannot plant inside a stockroom because the Pulse downstairs will destroy us. So they have to plant in control, either on the desk, on that concrete floor, right by the door where the Nomad died. The thing is, Fultz left the basement a good while ago. It's lack of information from the Shopify Rebellion that is costing them the ability to go from that. Right here, they walk in this door, they walk to the left, and if anybody wants to be downstairs, they can't deny the plant. But SSG one step ahead again. Oh, they think we're gonna play Pulse downstairs, therefore we go upstairs and play the bomb side 2v2. It just feels like even when the round goes well for Shopify Rebellion, it still goes sideways.
Yeah. And how is it that whenever we end up in these 3v3s in the mid to late round, SSG are always finding someone disjointed from the rest of the team? Was it, what, 3v3 or 2v3 for SSG?
I think it was 3v2 and Troy died to a 2v2.
Fell.
I think so. Somebody died early.
Newers snaked his way back into it.
10 seconds left.
Now, the last time these teams played Labs, like I said, it was an 8-7. Shopify started on the attack. So, crazily enough, it feels like an immediate repeat of what we have seen just 2 months ago. Shopify Rebellion managed 3 rounds of attack in their half. Both teams did the same before we went into overtime. And SSG won by winning both an attack and a defense. It tells you how split evenly these teams are on this map on both attack and defense.
Planting toxins.
Benja had a good bit of value here on both especially on Clubhouse rather, on the active roam game, fighting for map control. And when you think of like prime Benjamin, so there's kind of 2 things in my mind that pops out. One was cooking the grenades beneath, and just like nuking people up, alright? Just getting those, yep. What people call them, depth bombs, something like that, up nades, there were different kind of terminologies for it.
Nade from below.
Nade from below. And then you had Benjamin just being completely loosened on the roam game, right? When he has that 4+1 vibe where 4 people working together and Benjamin can do whatever he wants, just flow around. He's so good at playing just the round at hand, understanding where people can be, where they should be, where he should be to counter it. Right there, jump out, draws a bit of attention, jumps back in, and will try to fall back, but then recognizes, hey, that breach has been opened up.
And Rebellion been very slow. A lot of things to deal with, and Legions afforded so much mobility because of J90 on the Azami.
Back and forth.
It's a long way away from the side, but J90 is caught off guard by Spoit. Very quick one from him.
Swapping mags!
Rebellion now further their numbers advantage, with Benja being caught on his retreat as well. And with the phone's ringing, Ambi's caught in a funny spot between 2 players, but Fultz able to push deep into him.
The side is right here, so the map control is running out here for Space Station. They're gonna be stuck in a hard place. They have a C4 to work with and a vertical angle here for Newers, but no one's challenging it, nobody's peeking. Shopify Rebellion just cannot give another freebie. They were here last time, right? 3v2 into a 2v2. Now they're 4v3. They have to maintain the 4v3 and make it a 4v2.
That's a problem for Rebellion that has been present in a lot of these mid-rounds, trading back kills, form up their attack behind one player, behind Canadian on the Blitz.
I'm gonna build a plant here, right? They can smoke fire Capital. Blitz can go deep but be the planter. Work convert at the same time. The only response here is Fultz C4.
Good fire, but Ashen is caught out. Peeks too aggressively into the Capital's fire, and Surf will finish him off. A little bit of a tag with the gun as well. As the DMR comes to life and he finds the second. SSG took a gamble going to Kitchen, and Rebellion made them look like fools for doing so.
And a great rotation there. Every single player finding some value. Even if they didn't find the kills there at the end, Blitz, Canadian, just about to drop the Kitchen hatch, go for a backstab, clear out the Kitchen portion as well with the half wall. So really just covering every area of the bomb side. And great usage of the Capital Fire to shut off 90 peak. The timing there, the keeper.
Couldn't believe that.
Quarter of a second.
Yeah. Benja was baited into peeking a little bit too aggressively into Rexon as well. Not a lot went right for SSG that round. And they exit with just 1 kill. Rebellion have got some bite here on Labs. I want to be a bit more optimistic on this second map than we were on Clubhouse.
Gonna have to be. If you want a good series, a long series at that,
I genuinely would love
a third.
a long series. What is it that if we get to Cafe really convinces you for SSG?
SSG's playstyle, the history on it, and how good they are just playing the layers game, like playing layer by layer by layer, falling back, peeling back, and they just saw, you know, SR play on it. So I feel like they're also gonna have some recent VOD watching.
I know it's a very different story playing against much weaker opponents, but Shopify Rebellion 7-2 to NIP, 7-3 Black Dragon.
They were looking good on it.
It did look pretty comfortable on
But
it.
then look at Clubhouse and tell me if that same SR plays on Cafe, what happens then?
Yeah.
They get 2-7. They need to just figure things out right here in Labs, win that map, go into Cafe with that newfound knowledge.
Oh,
They have to level up.
we won't be on Cafe for quite some time, even if we do get there. Rebellion have got to lock in here on Labs. A lot of castle picks from SSG all day long.
That's classic, right?
They're loving the castle. They're loving anything that can be a pocket strat that Rebellion might not have seen before.
And Canadian goes, revolt the barricade, get a good bit of information. This is how you clear everything. Cast the barricade. Okay, we can't go that way. Hey, Rexon, get over here. Work that sledgehammer. The only issue is they're both gonna join first. That's where the C4s come into action. They got very strong Excalibur breaches by the basement for a late round peak. That already kind of shows us what the attack's going to be, right?
Yeah.
You leave one guy at the breach, you walk down the exo stairs, go for a default take. That's what this shows SSG. They want to play a disruption game, keep the roam alive.
Hi. There's two players here, in for a bit of a crossfire. Be careful not to shoot. Their teammate in the back of the head, Canadian, needs to make sure not to jiggle straight into Rexon's bullets. He might be able to support. No, actually, he's not able to cover off Rexon. Viewers will finish him off. But yeah, you're right. It was a bit of a strange move for Ashen there. Thankfully for SSG, they do tie it back. Fultz is still roaming, though, in cafeteria.
The roam is very much alive in kitchen side, but Monty went to Aqua instead. In a perfect world, you send Rexon or Sport in the soft piece of Sledge and Bog upstairs kitchen, break the floor and force the roamers back, but instead, it's again SSG playing those layers, peeling back, holding map control, and now taking on Ambi as well. SR is so widespread across the map, they can't quite help each other. Instead of pushing from one side, they're kind of in 4 different locations. Serve finally in the building to help his team.
I don't understand what happened there for Ambi.
This is great, but it's a minute too late.
Yes. And it's fighting from a player down that really shouldn't have died. Like, did Ambi assume that kitchen was clear? Was he face checking it? Was he not aligned with the rest of the team that we were focusing up on garage?
All I know is Canadian and Sport have to work some magic. Canadian with the information, Sport with self-destruction. Following downstairs, so no verticality being used right now. Perhaps Serve peeking for those angles.
Fultz going for a flank upstairs, which means Rebellion need to have a punch on the bomb site, but they spot 2 players. Sport supporting Canadian from behind. The Kiva barrier is going to make it difficult. And Fultz, he will go down after he gets the injure. It's not safe, though, for Sport to get revived because New is in a position to quickly threaten the trade. Surf now looks for what he can, but 1 kill is not going to be enough. He's going to need to find 2 more as he picks up that diffuser. 2 flashes to work with. Good fire. He's going to get shot from around the side. Benja has a deeper angle, and SSG have a deeper Labs.
It feels like SR going for a very simplified attacking approach. Again, on paper, it's not a bad idea, but SSG are playing very advanced, high level, doing so many things at once in a single round. You need to match them at that advanced level. Do the take where you're applying the pressure, the phantom pressure, the real pressure, and making it difficult for SSG to read what you're going to do before you do it. Because Shopify Rebellion, I mean, it's very obvious where the push is coming from, right? Where the Monty is, that's where the presence is. And they keep fighting back. There's no pressure anywhere else. Like I said, no verticality, no one pushing kitchen. Ambi dies alone, Rexon died alone. So right here, I mean, Rexon's 1 point of health. This kill here, this pick, excellent. Then they keep over-challenging, where 1 stray bullet will injure or kill Rexon, and then Monty's alone. Then they got ROG to bottom garage, do that whole thing that we saw earlier, just to end up walking 3 people in a single door, not using the verticality, not using garage hatch, not using the main breach they got as the very first step.
But as we've seen, the operator bans roll on through Pengu. These guys have had a chance to speak with their coaches. Of course, Call Out and Super, some of the most well-respected coaches, not just in North America, but in the world. And Super has called, or the team has called, to ban out that Warden. Now, I like SSG's Capital ban. That's really powerful.
Yeah.
It enables the clash for one. It enables a lot of power positions. But there are a lot of other power-ups on the attack that are now extra enabled, extra deadly because of that Warden ban. Both of them are being brought in this first round. The Ying and the Glaz together. Blitz is still in as well. With no Warden, SSG are going to be in a world of pain.
So direct attacks right now, a rush could be very feasible. Roam clear is still going to be a little bit tricky. Because if you have operators like the Glaz and Ying who you want to have for late stage round executes, who's going to do the entering? The Florist? The Heartbreacher of Ibana? Rexon and Nomad? But then again, this is that tertiary bomb site where a rush and direct attack is very approachable. You get this up this wall, checklist, that's done. Okay, we drone the site, we drone the basement for those C4s, and then you could just Glaz Ying and go absolutely crazy in the server. It's very high risk, it's very high reward. And I think Shopify Rebellion won't know what to do just yet, but they need more information first. There are 3 people by catwalk window. I saw the silhouettes, you see to his right, on the roof, running back and forth. They seem a bit unsure in the take here.
Aggressive play from the Clash, trying to get some info outside the top blue, but he's forced back for a brief moment.
And Ying is
How's Canadian gone down so early?
Wait, did he just not realize there's a mirror window here? Just run into it?
Oh my god, Canadian. That's a critical mistake. And now Benjer is able to reinforce up the wall.
Oh, that's a window. Oh, it's a vert. Okay, it's a window below. So he's below on the vertical angles and shot up the window.
Oh, that's an angle.
Okay, that's better than running into a mirror window, though. That's much better.
That's a very good angle. All the way upstairs, the diffuser has also been caught.
But you see the layers. Benj is playing C4 mirror and basement because that's the wing conditions. They can't rush the bomb site vertically, right? And they're playing heavily top floor with the Clash, locking it down. They get the pick. Now they fall back and surrender top floor control. They still have basement under their control. So even if Shopify Rebellion gets to the bomb site, the C4s will be a huge problem.
Yeah, control room is such a hard bomb site to plant on because of that. The vertical above and below. And Newers has found such a gnarly angle as well between both of those two bomb sites. All the way from Lounge. That cuts down Spoit. Rebellion really don't have a lot of choices here. They don't have a lot of options.
Dude, Newers is a UMP merchant. I never thought I would say it, but it's like, that gun is good now.
The UMP is absolutely deadly. What an angle. How does Newers survive that, though? Surf's got his DMR and he still can't deal enough damage.
Smoke, jump in, and pray. That's the strategy right now. Big is right below.
Pure desperation. Benja watching on the vert.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got an angle through the smoke as well. That's an easy double for the Dane. As Surf is left with it all to do in a 1v5.
Oh no.
We expected so much more out of Rebellion in this game. We thought it would be a challenge. Here comes the Clash. But no, Surf is now left in just about the worst position you could possibly ask for. SSG are playing with their food. It's only a matter of time before Rebellion get eliminated from this tournament unless they step it up. Surf, nice little C4, but Faults will peek on the back of it. A flawless round. The best we've seen so far from SSG.
It's pretty cheeky, right? Either you shoot the C4 and die to Clash or vice versa. And this will also mean it is time for a tactical timeout, if I'm not wrong. I see a mic down for Super.
Basement lurk.
Yep.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, if they go back to kitchen, their top's weak, obviously. They're playing it more horizontally with people at 90, so we can just make vert, and then rotate the lobby. I think we played that fine.
Okay.
For the basement guys, remember, if we take storage or we even take into teller's area, we can make vert and just start working the site. Because if they're running around and they're reinforced off, we just need to hold for the flanks. Right, like they can't stop the plant if we take archive or teller or we have like storage. Like we can just start looking at the wall and plant and getting the bomb down. We don't need to be fighting them all the way through.
Heard that. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, keep looking for gaps because they're gonna run around and fight us. But just think about play our game. Don't try to get too crazy. Play our game, guys.
Heard that.
He seems so defeated.
He does, and also a lot of things discussed there is about what happens when they get to the late stage of a round, right? If we control archives and tellers and do the vert, they can't do anything. That's great to know, but you're not getting map control out losing 2 players. You don't have the manpower to do the vert, hold the flanks, and go for a plant. So you're limited. It does feel a lot here from the side of Shopify Rebellion. They feel mentally locked out of this one.
Yeah.
Oh, as Laxton said, it's all the mental game, right? SSG never clocked out.
The mental game, and SSG, the way that they play, the way they conduct themselves, they are bullish. They are just so extroverted. They're so present. They have such an overbearing presence. And That's one of the reasons why they seem to always have the number of NA. A wildcard disproved that a little bit yesterday, sending SSG to the lower bracket.
Yeah.
But here down when it comes to elimination, it's one of these two teams that look to try and carry the candle. And Rebellion at the moment just cannot touch SSG. They cannot reach their level on Labs.
You know, when Numerous first came to Tier 1 level Siege with OXG back in the day, he was known as a finger one-trick, more or less. Then he became an Iona player. Oh! I was gonna say, he's playing UMPs every goddamn round, and now C4 spawn peek and surf on the A's after a tag timeout. But that is emotional and mental damage.
He had to count the seconds. That was 23 seconds into the round.
Yeah, you hear the little footy steppies, you play the timing, you do that right enough, and you get it down to a perfect millisecond.
That almost landed on Surf's lap.
It couldn't have been much better. That's for damn sure.
Rebellion now have 3 secondary hard breach gadgets to try and deal with this round after losing their ace, but honestly,
it's not even about the hard breach.
It's just about the mental game.
It's about the mental game. The fact that it's like, let's play our game, let's do our executes. Great, you're playing 4v5 off the rip.
SSG just said, okay, mate, just stand right there. Yep, right there. No, a little bit closer. Yep, okay, good. And then slaps them in the face.
They line them up and they take him down. This also enables Newers to be a bit more risk-taken with the pulse if he desires to, because that C4 in pocket has already gained them a kill and gotten a good bit of value. The worst thing to do here is if you have things in your pockets, spend them before making those risky moves. But when you get that 5v4, that's when SSG can start playing a bit more passive, actually. Utilize the clash, use maybe one of those last 2 reinforcements, and just start keeping playing those crossfires and forcing Rebellion into that really awkward area by the bomb site. You could close this, but...
Let's try and smack that mirror, but the clash comes in, and Canadian's now going to get guard broken. He needs his teammates to come and support. It's up to Rexon to make sure that Canadian doesn't die to the clash here. And the player outside the breach.
Yeah.
That's Ambi. He needs to make sure that Fultz cannot have too much mobility. Janino actually missed it. Spoit has now crossed. Brings out the Deagle. That's going to pack a real punch, even if it lands on one of the feet.
That's all on Fultz here. If you play around the clash, it gives you the information of where they're attacking from.
Good flash. Ambi, though, action will fall. Ambi's found his double with the shotgun, but the Nitro Cell has silenced Canadian on the Monty, and this smoke bang battle continues. Rebellion have taken control of one of the objectives, though, and with that air jab going off, the flank is on for Benja. Spoit locks in, takes them both down. Shopify Rebellion finally conjure up a second round.
If it can't be the teamwork and the execute, let it be a hero play from a player. That right there is Ambi, the shotgun double to open things up, Sport locking down the flank, and a kill by the bomb side. Foes walking into an air jab. It saves the round from Shopify Rebellion. Still got some fight in them. Mentally, they needed this round. This is how it started. C4 spawn peak 18 seconds in. All right, GG go next, right? No, they fight, they try, and Ambi, he was the difference maker.
I mean, credit to Ambi, the young gun, on his birthday, but let's not forget, Rexon was the one that placed the air jab that knocked Fultz back and enabled them to kill that clash. That's also true. Spoit peeked onto the site, found a pick, and then turned around to make sure that they didn't get caught by Benja on the flank. It's been a very well team effort here from Rebellion. I feel a bit bad for Surf. He's played so well today. I'm really impressed.
I mean, against an IP, he was... I know he wasn't, like, statistically the MVP, I think it was Spoit, but I think from all the heroics that he was pulling off, he was my MVP. That's for damn sure.
A lot of impact plays. One more round here for Rebellion, and they tie up the half, which is exactly the same scoreline that we saw last time they met on Labs, and that ended up in OT. So while it feels like SSG has had control throughout this entire series, there is a way back into it for Rebellion.
I really do still believe that the first minute 30 seconds is going to decide so much in this final attacking round for SR. Again, whether it's map control, whether it's the intra-kill, whether it's getting enough of your checkboxes ticked off and saying, okay, yeah, we got that check, we got that check. SSG, they keep playing this disruption and they're roaming. They're not giving them any easy ways in, but look at this bomb site pressure. Ace open the wall because Kite Bandit has been removed from action way earlier in the map in the operator band veto. When you got the Monty, you can constantly pressure the possibility of a side rush. This means the roamers can't be too far off.
The Thatcher as well with 6 EMPs can be tempted. Don't refrag that, Faults. Be careful. This is your smoke, by the way.
All or
If
nothing.
Ambi wins this
Double
fight,
down.
this is surely the round. If Ambi beats Faults here, spots him for a brief moment, but on the weapon swap, and then Faults has to swap himself. Ambi takes him down with the AK. Newers needs to lash out, and finishing off the buck of Spoit, I believe that was on for a flank. Newers, he's in lounge hallway. He's looking to try and push against Rebellion, and J9O is tempted to do the same. Rebellion just have to freeze up and prevent this retake, but Newers has taken matters into his own hands. 2 kills on for the re-roam here for SSG.
You have a Monty, you have a Deimos Tracker. You don't just walk in and take those 50-50 gunfights. You got a huge advantage off the back of
And he gets back to site.
Exactly. So not only do they let the Roma get back, that's one thing, but they lose 2 players in the process, lost maybe their plant potential. And once again, they're back outside the building, all by the main breach. Is this going to be 3 people walking in breach, hoping for the best? Because they can retake the vert. They can stop the plant. They might even have Goyo Fire left available. Yep, they retook the vert.
Benj is up above. Are they going to watch for it? Will they be able to plant in the smokes? Canadian starts planting.
They are praying for this to work.
There's no nitro cell, but he might be able to get the angle. He doesn't quite see him. The plant's going to be confirmed, but not before the rest of Canadian's team will fall. It's a 1v2. How does he take this? He needs to fight Newers right now before Benja gets back. He will not win if it's a 1v2, but into the 1v1.
Do me
the
proud.
young Dane must try and take down the shield of Canadian. How does he win this as Benja commits to the guard break? Bash after bash. Low HP for Canadian. Benja barely needs to land any shots. Just one blast from the shotgun and he will clutch up, and he keeps committing.
No time.
But Canadian has held on for just long enough, and there is no time for Benja to clutch up the rounds. Troy Canadian and his 10th Six Invitational is toying with SSG.
Good shit, baby. Let's go. Come on.
A 1v2 for the ages. Troy on Monty in a post plant, arguably the worst operator in the worst spot. They know exactly where he was the entire time. He isolated the 1v1, sought out the first gunfight, and played that extended gameplay to perfection. Not caught by the Goo Mines, not caught by the Goyo Fire. He held on strong and gets the round victory himself.
And that quells some of our doubts around whether Rebellion can hang here with SSG. 3-3 is the score at the end of the half, and it leaves the door ajar, just barely ajar.
Yeah.
For Shopify Rebellion to push us the distance to map 3.
They're on the outside looking in.
But a moment like that, right after they had a heartbreaking round where Surf was spawn killed by a C4, and they struggled to find much footing after the flanks, after the way that Newers retook for a 2K, Rebellion needed a hero moment, and who better to do it than their leader, Canadian?
It's gonna inspire some motivation, that's for them. Certain. Now, 3-3 even half. I know some people are gonna sit there and go, oh my god, how could you lose that if your Benja Master just made it a show? It's really hard.
It's really hard.
Unless the Monty generally makes a huge error in the 1v1 extended play, you should never lose that as the Monty post plant.
It's a little bit easier to fight the Monty than it used to be because of the guard break.
But you see how Troy played it. So whenever you get meleeed from the Monty POV, your shield will go out on your left-hand arm away from your body. So what you do, you counter-strafe right when you get meleeed. That way you're minimizing the area that you're exposed in. And that's all he did. And then obviously you're trying to get as much distance between you and the diffuser, so that if you do go down, you have to sprint more seconds towards the case for a defuse that takes 7 seconds. He couldn't find the door here. He was kind of getting stuck in the wall. But look, it's so unplayable for Benja. He's spamming left click and nothing is happening.
He didn't have the ammo in the shotgun to waste his shots as well. Realistically, maybe he needed to switch to the primary and just try and hip fire.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And the fact that Troy was just toying with him, it's a sweet moment.
I love the Monty postplans, dude. They can be so disgusting. And it feels so unfair when you're against it, but you can't help but smile if you're the one playing the Monty.
It's also really nerve-wracking for Canadian.
It is.
1v2.
Yeah.
Like, he had to kill Newers. If he didn't, he's a dead man. It's so easy. Newers goes to his right, Benja goes to his left, and he's a dead man.
It's completely over in the 2v1. They have to isolate. But you saw how locked in he was. He was literally just not even leaning. He just ADS and just walked like a turret. He just bam, 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 bam. He had to get it.
And it's funny, Newers knew that that was the win condition as well, which is why he tucked in the corner, trying to bide his time for Benja.
So what now? Side swap, of course. Electro Bros remove from action again. Kaid Bandit will not see any play today, it feels like. And then Thermite Ace in response. And this does leave, as we keep saying, a lot of power operators on the attacking side. We see something right here. The Grim, the Capital, and the Deimos all coming out in round number 1. And this will mean the same thing as when we saw SSG defend. If you let the attackers 5v5 execute here, it's going to be so hard as a defender to do anything about it. So ideally for Rebellion here, an early pick or stalling a lot of time would be nice. Almost swings it down. I think they saw each other most likely.
I'm pretty sure Rexon spotted him. He's just waiting for someone to walk past his line of sight. Sees a foot for a second. I do feel like the operator bans here kind of cancel themselves out. It's like two hard breaches and 2 anti-hard breaches.
But I do feel like when you do this trade-off, I personally believe it benefits the attackers more.
I would
have stronger operators to pick. But that's what they needed. Open and kill. That's the Grim. It's one of those big 3. The Vert here is going to get a bit awkward though later on.
I feel like we need Newers and Benja together down below to be
track and then go hunting.
Yeah, we need the track and we need the buff.
The issue with opening the floor with Bach is that it works both ways. They can shoot back. When you're tracking with the Deimos, they're going to be running while they're just permanently marked, right?
Yeah.
So Benja is going to be more and more exposed the more time goes by. But now we actually see Newers down inside our lounge, trying to assist. I think they need a red ping first.
I don't know if he has many tracks. I
think he has
many people.
Oh, he has them all.
All 5. All right.
So let's use them.
He can do whatever he wants, but no, he's not committing to it. Now Surf has fallen on the side. SSG finally bring things back. The Canadian is still watching. He's going to get targeted by the Deimos. Now, this is the priority for Newers. Canadian has to look for a safe place. This is very aggressive. What is he doing? The C4 ripped as well. Foltz feels the pressure. He has to fall back. A retake from Rexon. And SSG just decides to abandon it. Rebellion are re-aggressing into the attackers.
Troy just rallied the troops. He's like, guys, it's time to push forward. They reach the ground, then they give it up. Back towards the bomb site. Newers, not enough time to stay back downstairs. Has to start getting up the staircase and help his teammates. Still fire, still smoke, still frag grenades. Plenty of util for SSG.
Everybody's lit, but Newers, as he clears the dread mine from...
This one nade could end him.
This one, I think it's good. Canadian, 1 HP on Nadian as a guard break comes through, but Ashen is on the floor. Canadian just has to tuck in the corner and force SSG to hunt him. Allow Spoit to find the kills, but it comes down to the 1v1. Fultz looks for Spoit, but a drop shot confirms it.
Ice cold, baby, look at that.
Ice cold, and another clutch today for Spoit.
That's gotta be the 1v1 Tony's paying off right there. When you have to play an out of nowhere 1v1 with everything to be lost or gained, it's a drop shot, it's a hip fire, it's a kill confirmed for Shopify Rebellion, a round victory with that.
Spoit wasn't even, he wasn't even conceived yet when drop shotting was the matter. When you could ADS and drop shot at the same time.
That's before his time.
And yet he's still committing to it. I've seen him drop shot a few times.
It's happened a couple times now. But I mean, honestly, I think the sole reason why he won that might be because of the drop shot. If you look at Force where he's aiming at, you know, he's aiming like chest, head level. And when you hit the deck like this, you'll see, look, the aim is off.
Yeah.
He jukes the bullet. It's a big moment.
A desk slam from Fultz. GG go next. Rebellion have finally, for the first time on this map, taken the lead.
So, I'm not sure. We should have player comments, right? I would love to know what Troy was saying. He got Deimos tracked and he was gonna die. So he vaults the rotate into enemy territory, and within a split second, 2 people are fighting Electric Door against the Capital because that Capital turns around, Troy gets shot in the back.
As a crank call out.
I'm like, guys, we're about to crank it.
It's time to zerg them, guys.
And they all jumped out the building. Like, it was ridiculous. It was like the one play that might win the round, but it's not a play I've ever seen before.
Yeah, wow. Well, Rebellion are finally looking lively. They've got the guts to go for a play like that. And with it, they take the lead. I want to see more of that. I want to
my
see
God.
synchronized aggression.
Yeah.
The rounds where Rebellion tend to struggle is when players are dying in isolated positions.
The 1v1s.
I will say, I feel like Rebellion, of any team we've watched, they lose more 5v3s than I've ever seen. But they always end up in 3v3s after they get a numbers advantage. How does it happen?
That's been their story today. It's happened one too many times. But can they keep it up? Can they keep building that early lead and just get a little bit better at maintaining it? That's the question. Here comes Ashen. Big on the blitz.
He's right in for it.
That's
Beautiful
creepy.
shot for the first one. He's going to double down. Oh, the Blitz and the Blackbeard together are a devilish combo, but SSG, they're happy to make a deal with the devil if it gets them the win. Ashen's low, so is Faults, but they have control up above.
Yeah, what do you do now? You have no shield counterplay. I mean, sure, Guma and Thorn Trap, but they're in pre-placed positions that can be dealt with.
Oh,
Don't
look
have
at
that
this.
magic C4
There's
on
a
the
rat
ground.
on the
He's
floor.
waiting. It's Newers. Oh, he wants it.
Slippery little snake looks to try and bite Surf on the ankles, but Surf will fall back. Bomb site is taken though by SSG, and now Surf is left all alone. 2 shields to battle, and Newers is hungry for it. Bit of damage, but he's covered from J90 up above, and a flawless reply as SSG tie the score.
From losing a 1v1 to flawlessly taking a round W right after. I mean, again, what a comeback. Even scoreline, like you said, 4-4. It might keep bouncing.
And
it just might.
And part of that was Ashen on the blitz. Few do it on the blitz quite like Ashen.
He's just in. I mean, look at this, right? One tap, boop, you're dead. Over, blind, you're dead. Literally nothing they can do. And the only reason why that happened, Shopify Rebellion gave them one room for free. Aqua Door. They jump in, they take the whole goddamn round.
Even an Azami can't hold rafters when you're getting picked by a Blackbeard, and a blitz is destroying your teammates set up behind you. Rebellion look for a safer bomb site to hold. Remember, command center servers is still locked. That's on the top floor. They can't go to control unless they want to, well, face whatever the hell just happened right in that round just passed. So they'll go down to the basement.
10 seconds to insertion.
This bomb site is so much about the roam game, especially with the Bandit and Kaid.
Yeah.
Banned out by SSG. Breaching is going to be free, even though you don't have the Ace or the Thermite to do it with. You've got plenty of tin can openers on your power operators. This is the story we often tell, Pengu. Whenever you get Ace and Thermite banned, you bring these insanely meta power operators that just have tin can openers.
Yeah.
Grim and Capital and Monty.
Yeah, I mean, okay, Thermite's great and all, but Capital can be a mini Thermite and have the fire and smoke. It's like, come on, dude. Value is incredible. Now, I'm a little bit worried for Shopify Rebellion in this one. We don't have a lot to stop the bomb site from, you know, a plant, a rush, a push. And
Flash can get info, but how do they actually kill them?
Yeah, what do they do? I mean, the roam game looks pretty good here, but I'm looking, okay, they're in kitchen, they got venting control, got a bit of vert. It's almost like Shopify Rebellion has cut a line in the map. They say, we have, you know, one half, you'll take the other. The issue is, the other part that they're giving them is the EXO default plant with a Monty open and Capital Grim.
But they
can walk in default here to start planting literally in 10 seconds now.
Surf is above, though. That's the problem. I think that Rebellion might have accounted for this. Surf is up above. He's watching. The plant is not in default. He's watching where is it happening. As he starts to hear the plant, it gets faked. The Monty's trying to find a safe haven, but he accidentally destroys one, and the clash is coming through. Now the plant will begin, but the smoke has subsided. Faults is completely exposed. You have to go again. There's the vert. Boyd is here to try and help Surf as SSG try and distract. Another default plant opportunity, but Surf doesn't know where it's going down. They have no idea. And the clash is nowhere near it either. Finally, the plan is confirmed. But only after that does Surf realize where it's happened. Ashen's fire has locked Canadian out of it, and the Monty will go down, but in the retake, SSG have the numbers advantage.
Such a hard round to problem solve, almost impossible, right? Surf stuck in a hot spot, Canadian solo by the bomb site.
Critical kill for Surf. He needed that. He needs to finish off Benja. He is just toying with them. SSG go from a flawless round
feeding him
to another one. They don't care about feeding him. because they're hungry for the win, and they are 2 rounds away from knocking Shopify Rebellion out of SI.
So much was happening in a very short time span, right? Monty in, smoke, try and get the bomb planted. First, they feel like, okay, there's a Solus, gotta plant somewhere else. Then the Clash Shield comes in and stops the Monty from planting, and the smoke disappears. It's a complete chaos in the server, but the Karatao use of the fire and the smoke bought them enough time to re-stabilize, and then Surf, unfortunately, didn't figure out where the plant was going down, because that could have maybe saved it, right? Had he made one vertical hole, impacted the floor, and then shot the Monty, it's a whole different story. But look, he was looking the wrong way, wasn't sure what was going on. So much chaos. Nice! You're relying the whole round to be won or lost off the Solus information. It's one operator covering so much. It's so much pressure. One small misplay. That can happen.
And even if you have info on where the boost spot plant is, as Solus, it's actually very hard to kill that planter when he's got a shield on his back. We saw that when Rebellion were attacking with the Monty, and Canadian planted in that spot as well. SSG are on the verge. They can taste it. Rebellion, though, on the other hand, they have to push this deep. They have to go all the way on Labs and then take us to Cafe, where we don't even really favor them. And it's been a long day for Rebellion. You know, they had to have a 3-mapper against NIP this morning. It's now just past 6 p.m. local time in Paris. And Rebellion's first match was at 11 a.m.
And they've been playing
7 hours ago.
I feel like that last round, the attack from SSG, it's one of those things that you wouldn't do that defensive setup unless Monty was banned. It kind of goes back to Clubhouse, right? The kill box in blue.
Very true.
I feel like that attack only works with a high chance of actually working out if you have the Monty. Shopify Rebellion didn't ban the Monty, yet they still ran that setup, giving up exo control for free.
They had a chance to ban the Monty just this round past, but
it's true.
Instead, they decided to go for the Capitao.
Not a bad choice, but there's the issue with the Ace and Thermite ban. You have like 5 different attackers that are all screaming, ban me, ban me, ban me, I'm a problem, I'm a big problem. And you gotta only choose one. And these 4 other really powerful attackers left alive. And the only solution that you really have here is probably spamming some Clash. That might just be the one saving grace, especially with the Capital ban, because SSG, they banned the Mirror in response.
But I haven't been that impressed with Canadians' Clash so far.
It's been alright. I'm not gonna complain about it. I feel like the round falls apart around Canadian, not at where he is playing. And that's exactly what Clash gives you. It gives you a safe area where you control the pacing. C4 for fallback, expecting a person to hold it. They weren't. Tubrow to stall things out. Remember, no kite available, banned out by SSG. The wall will get open in 30 seconds from now.
It'll take a little while though, and Rebellion can do their best. Thank good on that time. Now Janino has locked out and prevented a bit of re-aggression here. He's in a cheeky spot though. He's waiting, using this bulletproof camp for info. And Ashton, he's going to get to work on the glass now.
They're not going to know this until his blast starts shooting, but this freeze should stop the gadget from working. Yeah, he started flickering away. You see that? Not a good look.
Ambi eventually does find his pick outside the AT breach, and well, Newers has fallen as well. Now Ashton can fall back if he wants to. It's a Glaz on the other side, and I think Rexon knows about it. He's trying not to expose himself, and the gas is going to make this so awkward. The Clash stands, and Ashton is completely ineffective for the rest of this round. I mean, there's no more smokes.
Yeah. And we've not seen Benji being utilized, right? The 3 Deimos trackers could go below. Isn't in Garrett's window, finds one, and Default can. Out he goes. Can't be exposed in a 1v4 on that Rafters position. Has to find a different avenue. SSG, what they're missing is a way inside the building that's safe.
It shouldn't be winnable for SSG. And yet, we've seen them pull things out of nowhere before.
The Clash surely just stops this push, right?
Ashton's given a lot of space. He can make his way into YT. He can take the 1v1 versus Ambi. No response from Rebellion. Finally, Surf finds one and doubles down on the backstab. A 3K for the smoke player, leaving Fultz up against his former teammate and 2 other very solid anchors. Rexon holding firm with the DMR as Surf has gassed up. Fultz's only path forward. Canadian shuts Fultz out of it and reties the scoreline for Shopify Rebellion.
And it keeps bouncing, you know? 4-3, 4-4, 4-5. Back and forth in terms of round score. Back to even Steven 5-5. This next round, that's the one you want. It sets you up for match point, and in the worst case, you guarantee overtime. This is the time for Shopify Rebellion. They gotta go back-to-back in rounds. If there was ever a round to do it, this is the one.
Even when Rebellion have a numbers advantage, I don't know how SSG keep finding these picks. Rebellion really struggle with those refrags.
I think SSG could do more. It's actually one of the rare times where I feel like SSG did not utilize their operators to its fullest potential. That Deimos downstairs with the verticality, it is just ridiculously strong. And when you go back in time to the first time they attacked that upstairs bomb site, they had the block below breaking the floor apart and Deimos only tracking a singular time.
Yeah.
I feel like the Deimos being left open has just not been utilized enough by SSG, at least that one bomb site attack. But now it's locked. So, time to find a different win condition for Troy and the boys.
We've seen a lot of Siege from Rebellion today, and now I feel like we've really gotten used to SSG's playstyle. And one thing I'm noticing is a difference between them is in a moment where SSG look desperate, they just miraculously find openings and find kills. When Rebellion look desperate, they have no idea what to do.
The double jump in stock window, die to bench and basement, like that kind of desperate? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
But in that round, I mean, yes, SSG were behind. Ben just still jumps in rafters and finds a pick.
Yeah. Glass walks in Garrett's door, finds
a
another.
pick as well.
Exactly.
SSG always make it close, even when they're losing. And that's what makes this team so terrifying.
Now we got Nearest on the blind beard instead. Gonna work the floor and go down, perhaps. Step one, of course, get IT breach every single round with no exception. You see Ashen getting connector across the map with a shotgun as well. So yeah, they wanna fight for top 4 map control. No more direct attacks, trying to go for a cheeky plant. No, let's fight outside and inside the map. The Thorn Trap went out. Nearest almost did to the C4. This Blackbeard is gonna be having a hard time making that entry play now.
Especially against Canadian.
One shot, dude, he's injured.
I think he might even get
Yeah,
onto him. Destroys him. That shot is automatic. He gets so many pellets out in such a short space of time. Canadian on his signature pulse. He loves this shotgun. He wants to go for it, but he's worried. There's 2 players on the other side of it. Spoit is supporting him. When do they fall back?
Oh, well, they don't. Spoit gets into the Shadow Realm cave right after. He drops down the half still. Rexon gets a kill, but do you go for this? If you revive him and you both die, you're playing 2v3. Yep, crawl out to the hallway, make the safe play first. Wait the entire time. There it is. He's back on his feet.
Oh, the timing is perfect.
Oh, nobody goes back in?
Canadian hadn't had time to move out of the hallway, or he chose not to for whatever reason.
If you wait just one more second and crawl all the way out and don't go back in that room, you stay alive. But the important thing here is the person reviving him, Rexon, has full health and did not meet that same fate. Even numbers, but like you said, SSG, whenever they're behind, they tend to just find these frags out of seemingly nowhere.
And they're going to need to, because you've got a player below in Ambi. You've got ability for Rebellion to try and look for these plant denial opportunities.
That's the last bit of
No Nitro Cell. I think they have info. Surf's going to try and hold on as long as he can. He does move into garage.
They have a spare Razor Bloom on Thorn. This could be plant denial. Oh, he just tossed it on out. Okay, maybe not.
Put it?
Maybe just for a jump in somewhere else. Maybe by the window.
In he goes!
Oh,
Surf
no.
will fall. Falls now in default plant position. There's no one down below to look for the plant denial opportunity, and falls. And he swings it! He sacrifices his life, but it's worth it because Rexon brings it down to the 1v1! Ashen can't best him! Rebellion are running it back! Map points!
One by one, they buy enough time. Ambi sprinted in the building by the bomb site knowing I am going to die, but before that, I'm going to take down the planter and give enough team for the other people.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying this entire game, fellas. Ben just said it, Boz saying it, like, we're spazzing out, we're trying to do crazy shit right now. Just push the fucking drones, call a simple attack, keep it simple. We're acting like we can't beat these guys just playing normally. We see an opportunity to go fast, then go fast. If we need to go slower, then go slower. We need to fucking milk, then milk. Push the drones, keep it simple, and just play the goddamn game. That goes to the rest of this one, fellas. It's that simple. Don't worry about fucking crazy shit.
Alright, where's it gonna be? Can't be back, command. Gonna be basement.
Yeah. We just fucking, I think we just clear them out, like shield on front, bring Deimos, and then we'll go Gen half or Exo half.
I'm gonna topic the breach
If they're 4-man roaming, we gotta like isolate the one guy quick before they overflow.
Yeah. Like, I'll bring the shield
apply
water.
Cyphers for too early, Jay. It'll keep him in place.
Yeah, well.
Oh, they're expecting a kitchen when basement is open?
Desperate times. You know what they say? And they have Clash, and Clash is one of those operators that really enables that kitchen bomb site. It's definitely possible. How things started off, Canadian pushing through, getting revived, instantly dying. So Surf tossed the Razor Bloom to this window right here. It gets shot in the verticality. And the Ambi sacrifice play.
Worth it.
Yeah, 100% worth it. And then Rexen catches the vault in animation shortly after, which buys him the 1v1 position with low time.
Potentially the most critical round of the game so far. You can see Callout immediately called the tactical and put that mic down on the back of it.
He was so ready, despite being in the lead for a good while in that 3v2 rather. I think there's an issue where SR, they lost about some seconds in the attack timeout, so they're gonna get their own, I think.
Yeah, so
yeah, Super's mic wasn't working.
Yeah, so they didn't get to talk during SSG's timeout, so they get to talk now. We won't listen in. It's not their tactical timeout, so it makes sense, but we can just play the guessing game.
All right, guys, good stuff. Rexen, you keep clutching. Troy, you keep pushing. Everybody get down and dirty.
I gotta say, did you notice Ambi was on his feet after that round win?
Ah, yeah, he was up there.
After his sacrifice play.
He's the one that opened the door for the possibility of that clutch. I saw him on the top-down perspective. He was sprinting. Like, I gotta get this done. Now, shift your mind back to when Canadian got revived in the Pulse. If he doesn't die, he goes straight to basement. Planting is no longer an option.
That was the thing that they were missing. The one ingredient that SR were missing at the end of that round was vertical plantinal from below. Now they're talking about, well, what site do we go next? That's my question, because SSG predicted it would be kitchen, and I thought, well, basement is open.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen this before where you call attack timeout and you do this thing that you don't normally tend to do. And if there was a time to surprise your opponent, it could just be when you're up on match point.
Well, ironically, it's not going to surprise them because, spoiler alert, Rebellion have picked kitchen for this bomb site, which surprises me, but apparently it doesn't surprise SSG.
They had to read.
And that's the thing, these teams have played each other 8 times in the last 12 months.
I also say, if you are up against a team that plays a ton of Clash, they like it, they're good at it. Kitchen is a bomb site that I personally would not play very often unless Clash is up and available. Because now you can play the hallway, you can fall back from top floor. Again, I keep saying this word, it keeps giving you more win conditions. This is a bomb site that does not tend to favor the defenders very often because you don't have many ways to win it strategically. That's what Clash gives you. Shopify, Troy, they love the Clash, therefore this bomb set makes a lot of sense. But when SSG is ready for it, let's see if they can pick it apart.
The Shopify Rebellion on the verge of sending us to map 3, but the last time they took a map off of SSG was 205 days ago, back in stage 1. SSG has had their number the last 6 times that these teams have met. Rebellion need to conjure up the courage to push us to a 3rd map in order to stay alive at SI.
They pop the first wall. They apply that first bit of pressure. It's upstairs. It's gonna be an overclear most likely here for the roam game. It means they can play into the ram the floors, the verticality, clearing utility, peeling back those defensive layers one by one until they're by the bomb site wall and looking to get out of the diffuser. Fire Rebellion, they have a C4 and some Valve cams to work with. The support finds there's any kill here, it's gonna be huge. But HSG, they're paying respects to it, right? They got the Dokkaebi to shut down the cameras and go for phone hack later on if they get a pick. Plus they got the IQ because they do not want to die to any of those C4s.
Any of, but there's only one.
Well, that one C4.
Yeah, in this case, I mean, Rebellion didn't look to double down. It's based on the ops that they picked. They didn't have the mobility to switch to a C4. SSG, though, close to getting work on the 3rd, but Benja will fall. Just about one of the best operators you can take out so early. No more Dokkaebi calls for the rest of this round.
Dokkaebi and/or Ram before using the gadget, the 2 most impactful kills you can get right now. That's that 1C4. It frees up Sport to also play more freely around the map. I don't have to worry about having to use it anymore. He's gotten his kill. SSG, planting difficult, right? No shields, no smoke, Capital banned away. The execute is gonna be the most difficult. And they only have 60 more seconds to find out how they're gonna get there. They're re-rotating back to the 1st floor. It might just be, guys, attack from every angle. Find the gap, find the pick, disrupt them. Planting comes later.
Fultz is in the building. I believe there was a Valkyrie camera just in the corner next to him, spotted out by Newers. Doing his due diligence, making sure Rebellion won't have all the info. But they do have time on their side. Look at that, 30 seconds remain, and SSG is still starved for information.
And they're left the vert. So that means now all the attackers on the first floor, they can freely roam out the bomb site. And they got the clash, further stalling out SSG.
This is not a good look for SSG. After winning the first map so convincingly, we never thought Rebellion would be able to push us the distance, but Newers might be the saving grace. Rexon will trade as Fultz drops that diffuser. Newers will pick it back up, but Rexon has been a turret on the bomb side with that DMR. It's up to Zeno to cover, but Newers can do nothing. The Rebels run away with the map. And Shopify Rebellion look to push us the distance. Cafe is calling.
The biggest test of all in the map veto before this game even started. Can they get it done on one of the most comfortable maps for SSG? I think it might just be the most difficult map coming up. James, any expectation? Do we get to see an overtime?
I hope so. I think we have to go the distance.
Come on now.
It's the first time in 205 days Shopify Rebellion take a map off SSG, but can they take the series? We're about to find out after this.
I'm breaking necks and I'm wilding out. Throw my elbows up and my money out. Cause I came to get down, so let's run it up. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left. Going till there ain't nothing left.
It is crazy what can happen when a team starts to get momentum, when a team bounces back on map 2, when they find the ultimate plays, when they get their foot in the game, Lax. It just looks like a completely different outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I said needed to happen coming to this matchup, because during Clubhouse and during getting into this next match, I mean, all of the side of SR just looked blank in the face. They looked defeated. Even in the comms that we heard from Super, it was just very relentless of telling them they need to step up, they need to fix it, and by God, did they do that.
That's exactly what we saw. I mean, SR looked to have come alive, specifically in them just being able to get clutches, and the clutches fix that problem, Lax. They're able to build up on that momentum, and specifically at first round with the Monty just backing up, constantly hitting on this guy. Canadian just plays it so well, does not give Benja an opportunity to get the pick onto him, and that's the strength of having such a good, experienced Monty shield player. But it's round after round where big plays like this build that momentum. It drives it into one-sided favor for SR.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is something that needs to be focused on. It's the mental aspect. Look at the hype that we're seeing after every single clutch coming on the side from SR. I mean, another great round coming from Spoit, back-to-back clutches. It should have been in SSG's favor. This is the animation we need to see from them. It doesn't matter if you get the most basic kill, the most average kill. It won't become average if it has hype behind it, and they do it time and time again. Rexon with another fantastic clutch, another scene to see from them. This is the SR that we need to see going into map 3.
With the energy behind them, and I think that's something we need to commend SR on. Not only was the energy there outside of the server, but inside of the server.
Look at the numbers.
Exactly. Every single time that SSG tried to go for an aggressive pinch, tried to get that opening kill, I really want to commend SR for the fact that they were instantly responding to it, sending 2-3 people at a time to be able to counteract what SSG's aggressive spearhead take is and shutting down those opening kills.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is they didn't really need to adapt that much. They were far more responsive. They were quick to understand what SSG was trying to do and how they were going to thwart it up, how they were going to stop their attacks, how they were going to stop the aggression, and it was doubling up. It was able to hold the angle. It was able to force SSG's hand. Even in that last round, they could not seem to find their foot in the door. It was great information play coming from the side of Troy, using that clash, using that pulse, using their utility to win this game, and that is exactly the recipe for success that SR has so desperately needed all the way up until this point.
There was a pivotal moment, I think, that really showcased like the flip in energy, and that was Callout's timeout. The second he called that, Mike came down. He was ready to just get the team back to basics. It felt as if the game was running away from SSG at that point.
Yeah, you could really see it on their face. It just started to slip away, and that happens. Sometimes you don't have a good response, and you could see it in their play. I think the biggest factor that SSG needs to work on going into Cafe is the trade. Simple, go back to basics, because they're getting, even if they get that opening kill or they lose it, the trade is not there. The trade is the biggest falter for SSG right now.
The momentum is with Shopify Rebellion, but I tell you what, this just goes back to a blanket best of one. Winner goes through. The loser, well, they're done and dusted at SI 26. It's time to get underway with Cafe.
Thank you very much, Rob. It all comes down to this. For one of these teams, for one of Fultz or Canadian, it's the end of the line at SI.
What does NA stand for again, James?
I thought it was North America.
I'm pretty sure it's near airport, because one of these two teams will have to go there very shortly after this game when they find out that they have lost this match.
Okay, European, you can't say that when it's a domestic matchup. It's a North American banger with elimination on the line. Shopify Rebellion and SSG. Shopify Rebellion have finally broken their mapless losing streak to SSG. Over 200 days, SSG has dominated them, has had their number, 6 match wins in a row. And the top dog of North America is yet to be knocked off their perch by Rebellion. But Canadian, he's hungry for that third hammer. And if he's to even get within reach of the SI main stage, he's got to take down his old team.
Bit of a heartbreaker, right? Rivalry, friendship, shared memories, but in this case, only one can continue forward, continue the lower bracket gauntlet run. It's gonna be a long couple of days for either victor, because you're playing a lot of goddamn games here at the Six Invitationals 2026 compared to going straight through upper bracket. because we're, you know, guaranteed in teams top 6 going main stage. Then you play one more game, then we're talking top 4. Like, it just goes very, very quickly. Before you know it, the event is over.
Look, it's sad to say, but in a week's time, we will have a champion. Six Invitational will be over, and we'll be excited for the following major and for next year's Six Invitational, and it'll be another chance for all of these players to vie for the hammer. But before then, we get to make history. It's 10 years of Rainbow Six Siege, our 10th Six Invitational. Very few people have been there for all of them. Very few people have been there since the game first came out.
And that's why I have all these great storylines, right? For M80, Fabian was chasing his 4th hammer. The only person sitting on 3, trying to get a 4th, beating his own record. Their story has unfortunately ended earlier today. We have Shopify Rebellion, Troy looking for another hammer with a new team, joining Fabian on 3 hammers, but the only person to do it as a player on all 3, since Fabian did it as a coach.
And Canadian, the only player that would be doing it with 3 different rosters.
Wildly different iterations.
Teams.
Yeah.
No continuation between them. I mean, even both of your hammers were with the same roster. You
exactly.
Just one player between them.
Exactly. And mind you, when you do that over 10 years, even if you average it out to like, you know, 3.33 years every single time, the game has changed so much between every hammer for Troy. It's been a completely different story, different meta, different operators, different maps, everything. His teammates, his enemies.
Do you remember watching way back in 2017 Continuum or Canadian.CTM raising the hammer, taking down Error Eternity?
I wasn't watching it.
Oh, you were too salty that you failed to qualify.
I played the EU LCQ, got to the grand finals, didn't qualify, and thought, you know what, I'm going to boycott the event of Europe because I am so jealous. I thought my career was over. I was going to retire. I was going to quit, James. And then Fabian came around and said, you know what, my girlfriend broke up with me, Junas, his girlfriend too. We have 3 out of 5 players for our Pro League roster. Let's get the band back together. And that's how Penta 2.0 that started winning stuff was reformed.
And that was immediately after the first Six Invitational that you guys, as Penta 2.0, won your first event.
That's it.
But I remember way back, not just the first Six Invitational, but 3 months before that, when Canadian won his first Pro League title in Season 3 of Pro League. Canadian.CTM beat Playing Ducks at the time, European team. I remember that was the first Rainbow Six Esports event that I ever watched as a viewer. And immediately I was won over. I remember the final round with Canadian flanking on Bank, the way that he used the pulse to jump out the windows of CEO onto the Blackbeard. I just remember everything that Rainbow Six gave to me like at the start. It was intoxicating. I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm so in.
That's the thing. Once it gets its hook in you, you're gonna be stuck for a while.
I became a big Canadian fan after that. I have something to admit, thank you. I was a big Continuum fanboy back in the day.
Oh, really?
And SI 2018, I was back home in Australia, and in Montreal, while you were playing your 0-2 comeback against Canadian on EG, I was rooting for Evil Geniuses. You were the villain back then.
We were the villains. And I gotta say, we were only really able to be a good villain because we had somebody like Canadian up against us, where we were challenging his already then legacy being built as the Pro League winner, as the Invitationals winner first time around. It takes 2 to tango. And without Canadian, that wouldn't have been the story of PNZ/T2 the way that it unfolded.
And there's no doubt that Canadian is on the Mount Rushmore of Rainbow Six.
He's there.
But can he be the GOAT? If he has been so far from a trophy since, what, 2022 when he won with Dark Zero? A lot of people will be saying, oh, he's nearly 30. Surely he's going to retire soon. I think he's gunning.
I'm not sure he is.
For one more hammer before he thinks
he might aim for a couple more hammers and a couple more SIs. And this guy has so much passion for the game. And in terms of IGL, leadership, team culture, structure, etc., there's no denying that he is in the GOAT conversation because every team he's joined has had tremendous amounts of success. Now, they haven't gotten the hammer with DC back then or the hammer with Shopify Rebellion just yet, but they qualified. They're going places. He hasn't missed a single SI across all the 10 that we've had so far. Cafe has started. Operator bands Valkyrie, Asami, and Capital Grim. We're back to the very ordinary operators. And Ashen has died early on the sledge, giving Rebellion this 5v4. But what have they been so good at this far? At losing the early man advantages.
That's right. It's been the curse of Rebellion all day long. It happened against NIP. The SSG were very comfortable on Cafe against the Ninjas earlier today, 7-2. Look at Fultz, though. He's in a world of pain. The thorn trap goes off. He falls back, and it actually baits J90, or rather baits Surf into a kill from J90. Rebellion have to be careful. Spoit.
He's the hat. Oh
He's to make sure not to overpeak, but he threads the needle against the DMR. And Rebellion are back in control.
He was shooting the helmet the entire time, which isn't a part of the hitbox, but you're gonna feel cheated if you die to that. Rexon stands up, clean one tap. Now what's the situation gonna be here? Falls on the Monty, has to walk forward, smoke off the outside, and help his teammates into piano with him. That's the issue with the Monty. He can get in the hallway, but his teammates behind him, they're gonna get pre-fired and shot.
There's a gap in that smoke. Can they isolate? Bencher takes a lot of damage, but Rexon will go down, forced out by the grenade. SSG. Numbers even again. They march up the white hallway behind Fultz, but down on the stairs, Ambi, young gun, falls back.
He has planted out below, so Ambi's staying alive. He's just gonna give up the bomb side, play Ambi as the win condition. He has a spare impact and spot hiding on new balcony. This could be genius.
I think they know about him. A swing from Newers, good enough. Spoit's claimed one. Even if he can't deal damage to Fultz, he's been worse so much. Fultz is gonna take the risk of gunfight, the 1v1. Spoit touch. Ambi from below teams up with Spoit. And the European helps Shopify Rebellion steal that round. Look at Rex, and he sees him walking forwards.
The brain play. It is such a good read on the situation. Ambi gonna fight for his life on white stairs, helping his teammates. Instead, he goes back down. Troy drops the hatch. Mind you, no C4 on the mirror, and Sport sticks around for the rat play. Now they have two win conditions. The Soul is planted now below, and Sport hiding up above. And when the second that Sport figures out, guys, they know I'm here, the one impact that could save a plant denial gets used on the floor to watch the door for Sport. So when Benjamin pushes him right here, he gets shot from beneath from Ambi. So they changed the win condition around entirely, going from let's deny the planter to let's save Sport. He's actually in a great spot when he found that first pick. Beautiful, instantaneous flip of the switch. Had they all stuck around top 4, I genuinely think they lose that defense.
What happened at the start of that round with the spawn pick as well? Spoit finding Ashen. According to my notes, that happened 3 seconds into the round at 2:57.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't realize that I finished my long monologue and he was there.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, it's 5v4, but I didn't see the kill feed.
It happened
instantly.
3 seconds in. I don't know exactly where that's.
It was a window, let me tell you, it was a window.
Yeah.
But pick one, right? It could be any of the windows.
That's cafe for you.
Yep.
Welcome to hell. Spawn in.
There are certain maps where if you choose a certain spawn, I know you're kind of trolling, right? If you spawn Christmas Market on this map, it's like spawn picking all the piano windows, the mining window, the red window. You're just asking to get
white window jump out.
Exactly. Like there's so many
bakery door.
So really you want to spawn either docks or back alley, and then you can get to the building at least and play the round.
Ashen thought he had an angle, but Spoit's just moved.
Those drone holes, man. One of the worst deaths to suffer in Rainbow Six Siege. Look at this. This is old school tech, right? We're playing IQ, but we're playing Thatcher. What are we looking for? What are we disabling? Let's see.
They can target.
Oh, it's a circle, James. He's disabling a circle.
He'll know once he clicks the button what gadget it is.
He'll figure it out. Oh, it's an Runegate. What about this one? What's this?
Wondering. Okay, so that Runegate is over in White Hallway for washroom.
What about this one?
That's the Electroclaw. That's what we're targeting here. And on that mirror window, the second Kite Claw gets disabled as well. SSG, are they able to breach on the back of that? J90 has shot out his stuff. Oh, the Kite Claw is actually all the way down in reading. That's protecting the mirror window, or at least it was before it was deactivated.
It's beautiful. Like, one thing is that it gives you the information of what you're up against. It could be anything, right? But also now they break the mirror window, and that's a great adaptation. Last time, those mirror windows were not protected by anything. This time, they are by a Kite Claw, but they have the perfect counter response. And therefore, they take top floor very quickly, down the white hallway, full sweep. Now, they gotta get Newers into the action, get that hammer active, break the floor apart, get a bit of information. But then, another problem will arrive. There's 2 C4s beneath them. One on Canadian's Pulse. These C4s can be so lethal because there's so much soft floor destruction, and you can even play all the way down the very bottom floor and still C4 most of the side.
Oh, might be a gap here for Ashen. He gets very close. There's 3 players pinged out by the Lions Gang. 1 HP Ashen decides it's time to go for broke. He finds the first one, doesn't realize there are 2 other players inside of reading. With the breach behind him, the Surf is dead meat. J90 opens the hole and then shoots him through it. Down below, in the basement, Canadian lingers with his pulse scanner. Looks to try and take the fight in close range. Flashbang, but it'll actually save J9O's life. He looks for a little bit more on the reload as well. SSG have taken control of the bomb site, and Fultz is starting to turn that plan. No C4s left available. Rexon under the pump, Canadian as well. And the plant denial comes through far too late. SSG 5v2, and this is an impossible task for Rebellion.
It's a tough one. Yes, they don't HP, but look at this grenade, the crossfire, flawless round victory for Space Station Gaming, shutting everything down. Quick top floor control, a little bit of vert, and then very importantly, they get deep in the bomb site, they look down the hatch. So if Canadian wasn't busy fighting white stairs, they were gonna shut him out from entering freezer for a C4 plant denial. They had a good read, and this is the thing that I was worried about. We saw NIP not even on a standing that Pulse played, that Troyes played Pulse for like 10 years straight.
Yeah, NIP got destroyed by the
He was
Pulse
running circles on them on the Pulse. When we see the first Pulse round in action, SSG, perfect counter.
Oh, yeah.
That was my fear. They're gonna have to flip the strat book a little bit for this one, I think, and play not the comfy strats, but the strats that are gonna work the best against SSG.
It's on Rebellion to adapt. Which is exactly what Super said in his pre-match interview with X-Troika. Before the game started at all, he knew the maps at that point, and he said, look, we know SSG inside out.
Yeah.
They know us inside out. I've said it so many times. It's the 8th time they've played in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about who can adapt in the mid-game, and that's really where SSG's strengths lie.
Do you ban the clash if you're SSG after this round? Because he's shown it once, and it's what you saw in that Heaven Labs how good it could be. Do you feel like there's a better thing to get rid of? Because in my mind, I'm thinking the clash is such a comfort pick, and the other one is going to be like the pulse, but they showed us they can deal with the pulse. Can they deal with the clash? Who'd have thought here?
Good question. Another option is the castle, which has been played a lot previous 2 rounds. Depends. We'll see how this one pans out for SSG. Oh, Spawn Pig. It's a freebie, surely. And he doesn't want to overcommit.
Never free.
J9O on the round would be a huge pick to find early in the round. He's the only vertical operator. Ashen's breaching charges as secondary might help, but it's certainly not ideal, especially with a nitro cell for Ambi. Ambi's actually going to be the player in VIP. Makes it very hard to use a shield against him when he's got that freeze ability, because you can't have those sprinting shields come up.
Also stops the Blitz gadget. I know there's not playing the Blitz, but it stops the Blitz gadget, stops the sprinting.
Does it stop Blackbeard from dashing?
No, it's not. Not as far as I know, at least. I'm not sure why it would. It's like Oryx dashing, right? It's like a...
Well, it's kind of like, if it stops him sprinting, it would make sense if it stopped him dashing.
But you can dash out sprinting. You can just stand still and press mid mouse button and you still do the animation, right? Because you can slow
in terms
down.
of the game, yes, but in terms of realistically, if something stopped you from sprinting, dashing is just sprinting even more.
But the dash from Blackbeard is slower than sprinting. Because you actually slow down and take like a step forward. It's more like a step, like a... You know, I just visualize that more out here.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate it.
So I'm gonna go out here and say it works.
Oh yeah.
And, no, it works. And if it doesn't, then I'm watching.
All right.
We'll do that. I've never tested it, to be honest.
You know better than me. I think few players would have tested that.
Yeah.
J9O, though, he's used all of his boogie drones from the round. Torn up the floor above. Red stairs. He's torn up a lot of it on side as well. It's the mining floor completely ripped apart. Now, the bomb side is just so vulnerable. Ambi knows found one, and Spoit helps out. Spoit is so good at holding on to Bakery. Is there going to be a trade, though, from Rexon? Indeed. SSG not in position to look to try and refrag back again.
Oh boy, they must not have seen the NIP game, because that's exactly what Spoit was doing with Rexon and Surf last time out. They hold on to Bakery again successfully. It can be so challenging. Working great together. Now Canadian in the battle as well. Careful with the vaults there, my boy.
Expose your back, my friend.
Has all the information in the world. The other person can kind of sit back and watch, but Rexon overexposed himself to the verticality. It's all open. Let Troy do the work. Let him call his shots. You got C4 and Toxic Babe, 25 seconds. A plant is impossible as long as you stay alive.
Yeah, dangerous game here, but Ambi is still on white stairs. He could come back down garage. At the moment, he's kind of selling his team. He's assuming that J9O is going to go down white. I don't know if he is going to retake the vert. He could, potentially. He's gone all the way up above. You're right. He's retaking the vert, and now Newers has to worry about him above. Surflow amidst the chaos gets active with the shotgun. For the first time in the series, Shopify Rebellion have taken the lead and look to try and extend it on Cafe.
The bakery hold, it never seems to fail. And you saw the celebration between Rexon and Spose saying, dude, look at us, we got that. Again and again and again. Arbiter bans. I was thinking, crazy pick here, right? What if you ban the Hibana? Okay, just crazy thought here. And then you ban the Clash.
Windows. No,
Yeah,
they're gonna ban Mira,
exactly.
surely.
Oh, they actually banned the Mirror over the Clash? Okay.
Look, you're washed. I know what I'm talking about.
That was not the. It was about the Blackbeard. The two brothers, not about the Arbiter bans. I was just saying, crazy thought. If you don't think that, how does this work?
So if you ban Hibana, what's your thought process?
So if they think that they're gonna ban the Clash, for example, now you play around the Mirror very heavily. You ban the Hibana because now you can Aruni trick Selma charges. You only have 3.
On
do
your
one at a
Mirror
time.
window.
Yeah, you can do like Electrification, Impact Denial, etc. Against Hibana, there's no saving the wall. The wall's gonna go just 2x arrows, boom, 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 right? You run out of impacts at some point. So I was just thinking, if you want a heavy play around the Mirror, that could be the win con.
It was a good idea until SSG decided to ban the Mirror.
Yeah, you would have looked very silly had you banned the Hibana now,
Yeah.
but also the Hibana only works against the Mirror windows. The Ying kind of works for the game period, so it is a very niche operator ban. But imagine I got that right. That would have been like a self-glaze.
It's a big look. I would have glazed you.
You miss every shot that you don't take.
I respect it. It
10
would have been
seconds
very
remaining.
niche, and it would have worked so well for Rebellion if SSG hadn't banned that Mirror.
5
But you're
seconds
right.
to
The Ying is
insertion.
much more of an all-rounder, and we haven't seen a lot of Ying yet, just in that last
Attackers are
round.
moving out to locate a
But now
bomb.
SSG banning out that Mirror leaves the Clash in.
The Clash, the Pulse. I mean, Solis, I'm not sure if Solis is ban-worthy,
I was going to
but
say the Castle. I think the Castle's arguably ban-worthy. Are you kidding me?
not again.
And
Oh,
he-
it's Monty!
What?
I mean, that must have been top of his head,
Electrosensor on.
right, when he's sprinting out of spawn?
Why are
There's
you
a small
sprinting
gap.
out of spawn as Monty?
He's got places to be. He's got meetings to attend.
Yeah, at the moment he's going to be sitting on cats for the rest of the
Pulse,
rounds.
pick up the phone, make some calls. You got 3 minutes, buddy.
He's got to make some calls. He's certainly not getting any kills.
All right. So, not ideal. The thing is, last time SSC attacked this top 4 bomb site, it was Monty and Piano making sure that everyone else had a safe position, right? Smoking it off, making information calls. That's now gone.
They also had a Thatcher and a Hibana back then.
I know. But this time at least there's no... Yeah, exactly.
Attackers
He's going to
dropped the
spawn to the
diffuser.
window, bang, dead.
Attackers
kidding
have-
me?
Right above the shield.
Could have had his shield up.
That's a thorn trap. It's on the roof, I think, actually. Looking, you can do these thorn traps from the skylight where it lands on the edge of the roof. And you rappel up, you instantly pop them. Are they gonna full send YOLO this because they have no other win front?
This is so YOLO. Where's he gonna plant? Oh, it's
Right.
because the castle
Cast it
barricade.
off.
But I think his backside might be exposed.
Hold
Ashton, though, through the
the
smoke
phone.
finds one. Surely not. Surely they can't just go for a plant.
Thrown razor
Benja
blue.
falls, but he gets the diffuser down first. In a 3v3, there's no doubt who is in favor now. It's SSG. They can play
On
up
Skylight.
above on the skylight. There's no Azami as it's been banned for them to try and lock it up.
No long arm. Like, this is gonna be such a difficult retake. They gotta get kills. Look at this. He's prone on the floor.
Jenna knows surely gonna survive this. Ashton finds another one. Surf will refrag, but
They're
you're
both on
right.
the skylight.
Jano and Newer's up above the skylight. The
Oh, it's
only
still
universe where they win this is if Ambi hits every single shot. Newer's a flashbang comes
flashbang.
out. Jano finds one, but Jano just needs to take out Surf now, and there's no time to get on that diffuser. The final kill, ineffective, and SSG pull around out of nowhere.
The tiniest gap known to man can still be found under a microscope. They looked deep for that one. A single cancel barricade.
Hey, you guys hear me?
Catch them
Yep.
off guard.
I'm gonna talk
SSG
about
tag
kitchen for a second
timeout.
right here. So, well, we're gonna do our clear, like our standard one. What I want to prowl though, Benj, is I want you to take the Nomad, and then we're gonna pull this guy early bulk. I want you to take the Flores, pull bake side. That Nomad's gonna, or that fucking Clash is gonna head over to that based off our previous pressure. Benj, when you get above, I want you to air jab high above the kitchen double and high above the whiskey double, and go for our backside on cops. You can't fall and then reflow. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
So he's gonna power Nomad instead of the fucking sense for that. But if sites, fucking any one of the mid sites are not going back to cocktail, I don't think. They're recognizing right now their win condition is off like the cheese shit for the most part. Like they're trying to get picks
Yeah.
early. Just be aware of it. Don't make it a win condition. If it is reading or mining, we identify they're backing up. That means they're playing for the layer. Let's look for the clear cross. Just be aware of the C4s below. If they're playing to contest off of it, you guys call whatever you want to call based on our fucking matrix. We can do anything off that.
If they're playing the sequel, do what?
They're playing to contest. We can do anything we want.
If I had someone talk me out of a bad situation in 50 seconds, I'm choosing that guy. Call out's my choice, okay?
Look, Can we get Maria to translate that?
That is the most efficient use of very valuable seconds I've heard in a long time.
He talked through every single bomb site.
He literally would like venture this specifically to individuals. Do you understand? Does this make sense? It's like, yes, okay.
I like that he asked that.
Yeah.
I also noticed that Super in his tactical timeouts, the first thing he says is, "Can you hear me?"
Yeah.
Just to make sure. I really like that. It shows the experience of both Callout and Super as his coaches.
You don't waste any seconds.
Callout is so locked in on these tactical timeouts.
Bomb located by
I'm pretty sure he's
attackers.
in the mirror practicing that. He looks so good doing it. Dude, just pops it up.
All right.
T.
Who has the most aura out of every coach in Rainbow Six right now? Because Callout is in the conversation.
Callout is in the convo for sure. And I gotta say, I respect Super dressing up. I really do. I think there's something about that, not the jersey stuff, you know?
I don't know, Callout's just got aura, man. It's the,
I like
the
Twister as
nonchalant.
well. I think Twister always has good things to say.
Yeah.
And he's been around for a while too.
Oh, Norris. He's one of the ones in there.
Norris
has aura.
Maybe being a coach is where it's at. Maybe that's the cool job. Maybe it's not the playing or the casting.
Don't even think about it, mate. You're chained to the desk with me. Good old ball and chain.
You're worried about your job, aren't you?
I am.
It takes a duo to cast, so you're kind of codependent.
So for SSG, they win a round, they take their tactical timeout, Callout talks them through every single bomb site.
Yeah.
One really thing that just stuck in my mind was the way that he's identifying the way Rebellion are playing. So they're going to peel back. If they're going to play layers strats, that's fine.
We do the cheese stuff, the one-off strats.
They're going to do a lot of cheese. They're going to do a lot of peeling back. Watch for vertical C4s. We have 2 picked at the moment. We know Canadian loves them. Even though he's not playing the Pulse, he's still going to do it. He's going to do it with Ambi supporting on the Solus.
And don't die early, right? The spawn peaks. Ambi finally gets shot down. Benjamin's on the rappel. And then they get the Thatcher Hibana combo to break the walls upstairs and just like slowly work the map. Benjamin's now downstairs in the first floor. They're splitting the attack now because they got that meta advantage. The Ambi, the loose gun, has been removed, giving Benji a much better chance at lurking himself. Second line scan going out.
Oh, wow. Good grenade and the Claymore as well from Ashen. Very few operators can do that. In fact, it's just the striker.
Yeah, so he naded in from the new balcony window, and then Rexon jumped out cocktail window to trade, and then they both died, actually.
Yeah, Ashen's finally realized what's happened. Chuck the lol in the chat. Benja finishes off Canadian Surf 1v4. This is going to be an SSG round through and through.
They joined him as well. They know exactly where he is, but no more scans. Can't lock down his exact position, but they got the cut right here.
Good bit of damage, both directions. Benja's definitely got the superior weapon. He's still on the line, 2 bullets, but he's just holding this angle. As the Vert contests him, oh, he's getting absolutely
He's dancing! He's breaking their angles!
There's 3 people watching him.
Bots?
You guys are actual bots. Bots. And then he said bots in the old chat as well.
Just in case he couldn't hear him.
3-2 in favor of SSG on the attack of Cafe.
Yeah, they flip it back.
Rebellion need another defense round before we switch the half, and they only have 1 more chance.
Just for the confidence, right? Just like you go into it feeling, okay, we got this. It's not a big issue.
Excuse me, Callout. You have your tactical timeouts to talk to your players. I don't think you should be talking to them right now.
You know, I feel like there was an event in the past where there's a lot of like, oh, coach's secret hand signals when he's stabbing his shoulder or fist bombing, it means different things. And they were like, oh, coaches do not even look at your players. And then this event has been like Ganado, it's been they've been getting so much more. I like it when the coaches.
I don't mind a celebration. I don't think you should be able to say much more than good job.
No. Of course, I do feel like
there was one event where a lot of teams complained that some coaches were, and there were some formal warnings dished out.
Yeah. I mean, if you're coaching, you go, all right, good round, calm down. That's too far. The calm down part.
Calm down, that's advice.
That's an inner voice.
Good job is not advice. Calm down, that's advice.
Yeah. Remember, even back in my day, Shaz, my coach, he actually got told off once because he was just hand signaling to 2S. Calm down, just like this. Calm down, Ambi.
Yeah.
You tried that so many times.
He's literally done the exact same spawn peek before.
Oh my god.
Benja with the spray. Blind through the wall. And it takes out Ambi. No util going to be used from the tuber out for the rest of the round.
There's 2 rounds in a row where Ambi goes down in the first 60 seconds. And the big thing is, right, we talk about the value of a death. Losing 2-Brow is the only C4 gone, the gadget gone, and a great DMR.
DMR, and it's Ambi.
Secondly, if that was Troy playing, I don't know, let's just say the 2-Brow, Canadian is the Agile. He'll still get a lot of valuable callouts. Not saying Ambi does not speak English. I'm sure he does. I wouldn't know, I haven't played with him before. But I bet you right now, there are better players that could have died with more experience to make better callouts. But Rexon, fantastic shot onto Ashen, evening back the score. And that just changes everything. Hibana is dead. Broad can openers on Newers. They got a spare for the hatch upstairs. Very important to note. Had there been no hot destruction and Hibana dies, that literally makes this round that much more difficult. Instead, they still have a fighting chance. The callout said, don't give them those early kills. Do not make it easy for them. Ashen didn't need to peek that. That's ego challenge. It's one of those cases where... Sorry to cut you off. One of those cases where... I'm going to keep going. Where risk versus reward, right? If Ashen takes down Rexon, that's good. But Ashen dying is really bad.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Thankfully, there is redundancy. They can still get hatch open. But yes, there's still a lot of work to be done here for SSG. They need to push for these vertical picks. Ooh, I like that air jab. That actually forces Canadian out.
Shouldn't you just tank it though? You get knocked up against the reinforced wall, you're completely fine.
In theory, but it was just worried about being vulnerable to the vert.
You don't want to die, right? Then you're trolling, so I get it. But now you can't go back in towards the side. You're completely locked out due to these air jabs. That means the retake is on beneath the verticality. That's what the Clash is the weakest. They're planting. And the smoke missed, they have no idea it's going to go down. No C4.
Is actually going to lock Canadian out of it as well as they look for the retake. It's far too late. Canadian can put down the shield and look for the kill. He needs to duel it. If he's got two players fighting him, finds the first. J90 swings for the second. And SSG find a 4-2 split on their attacking half. They might have stumbled on Labs, but they are back in control on Cafe.
That bomb site is so hard for defenders. Again, what win conditions do we have? A single C4, well, he died in the first 30 seconds. A Clash beneath verticality, can't play there. The second they give up the area because of the air jab, SSG recognize there is a gap for about 10 to 15 seconds. Let's take it, let's push it, let's get down that diffuser. And the one Toxic Babe was either aimed for the chassis position, which is the incorrect one that we know now, or it simply missed. I'm not entirely certain. But what I do know is that it did not deny the plant. There's a one shot they had at stopping it. SSG very successful on their final attack in the first half.
Where does that leave Rebellion now? 2 rounds trailing behind, moving on to the harder side. And Ambi's confidence is surely a bit rocked after that.
He hasn't played the game for 6 full minutes.
I mean, 2 rounds in a row, he's been the opening death. The 2 rounds before that, he got the opening kill.
Nice! Yo, Ambi, stolen sauce again! Yep.
What do you say? Yo, Ambi stolen. What?
I heard stole some sauce, but I'm not
That's
sure.
That's what I heard as well.
I'm not sure what.
Stolen
Bomb
sauce?
located by attackers.
That's gotta be some.
I don't know. I don't speak Zuma.
I'm sure he did. I don't know.
Ambi and Ashen, the 2 young gunners on each team, 20 years old.
10 seconds left.
The first day of Ambi's life, he's not been a teenager since he was 12 years old. And look, he's played 6 maps of Rainbow Six today. A full 3-mapper against D+, and then an even tougher game against
12?
SSG.
It's 13. It's 12.
Yeah,
What?
so it's the first day he's been not a teenager since he was 12.
Oh, sorry. I thought it's, okay, sorry.
I was going to say the first day he hasn't been a teenager in his life, but then I was like, oh, well, technically before he was a teenager. And I was like, someone's going to pull me up on that.
Well, yeah, sorry, I'm just silly.
No, that's all good.
I would say since he was
13, no, but he was a teenager.
Yeah, I guess the day that, I don't know, that's a, you know.
Look, it's the first time in a very long time he hasn't been a teenager. It's his birthday today. That's woo! He's 20! Yay! Let's not get knocked out from Six Invitational on your birthday.
Yeah, that would suck, wouldn't it? At least you're with the boys, with the family on the road. But of course, why not celebrate with a dub rather than going out of the entire tournament? Now, how would Canadian feel about playing Clash almost every defensive round, only to be met with Fools playing the exact same operator when it's side switch?
2 sides of the 2020 SSG coin, isn't it?
Fools played Pulse as well on 9 Heaven Labs a multitude of rounds, so it feels kind of ironic. Fools, the younger Canadian, in a way, if you will, learning from him many years ago. What do you do here?
I think Rexon's trying to bait the Clash into peeking so they can go for the kill.
Well, let's be honest here. What's gonna happen? Oh, the Magnet crashes the first one.
Want to air jab him.
Then we're gonna...
He's suspicious. He's figured it out.
There's gonna be 1,000 Magnets. It's not gonna work. They're wasting so much time. There's 2 people looking at the Clash, looking at them.
Burn the Magnets with your flashes. Chuck the air jab on the doorway. There we go. Okay. Now he can't retake into Bakery.
As long as you stick around with a gun, of course. Now, there is prep door. They only air check off the rotate. They could walk into prep door in theory. Just saying.
He could, and then he could shoot the air jab off if he wants to.
Yep. So,
not a lot of map control taken from Rebellion. It feels like they've been very slow this round, tunnel visioning on that Clash.
Yeah.
What's the rest of the team achieved?
Smoke and Selma charge perhaps? Or they're pushing in actually.
In deep from Spoit. But he's going to go straight into that Clash. He spots him and air jab. Cleared out Andy. A 3rd round in a row. No impact from Rebellion's young gun. Spoit, a flashbang sent over the top. Camera taken out. Rexon, he's the fire operator. He's got Capital, the air jab.
Right there.
If he backs up into it, Fultz is dead meat. Rexon tries to fire him out, but somehow Fultz dodges between the fire and the air jab and survives. They need to corner him. He is trapped. But he's giving so much information to SSG.
They can't clear him. No fight left. 50-50 gunfight.
Oh, in the fight, Rexon needed it, and he gets it, but immediately Asher will trade it back. The 20-year-old now needs to clutch big. 1v2 with Benja on the floor, and the plant will not go down before Spoit will fall. Canadian needs to reposition. He doesn't know if it's a 1v1 or a 1v2, and Ashen has info. Benja's given him the audio call, and Ashen can clutch up big. The Space Station Gaming. He stands on his feet, and he stands tall for his team. Rebellion need to do some soul searching now, or the game is done and their campaign in Paris will be over.
Fultz did so much work single-handedly, right? Flashbangs, air jabs, capital fire, stalled for so much time. I was thinking of the 2v1 here, so I think you're right. I don't think they knew it was a 2v1. I think they thought it was a 2v2, and they had no clue where Benja was. That's what it looked like, at least. In my mind, if you knew it was a 2v1, you can take that case, you can snuck behind the Clash shield. It blocks the angle in towards Code where the final defender was playing at Ashen. A little bit overexposed, overzealous, they swing wide, they lose the gunfight, and with that the round. SSG, ever since they got that first round lead 3-2, they've been in full control.
10 seconds left.
Now, Showdown Rebellion, when they're attacking on Night Labs, it was tricky for many of those rounds. On defense, when you're playing closer together in nature, they have much more success. They are on the attacking side, and they're gonna stay there until they lose the game or go into overtime. They need to figure it out. There's no more do-overs, no more second attempts. And you need to figure out this round right here, otherwise it's 2-6, it's match point.
And Rebellion have struggled so much when it comes to playing those chaotic executes.
Yeah.
SSG, they pulled off a daylight robbery plan on this bomb site thanks to the Glaz. Rebellion, that's not their forte, that's not their strong suit. I don't think they'll be able to do the same.
Up against the mirror as well, right? They banned the castle and the Asami. They haven't had the chance of that third operator ban just yet. They got a problem solved for this one before they can remove from action, if that's what they want to do. It's the mining bomb site. It plays around a lot of the map structure. You can play the bomb site itself, upstairs and piano with the mirror windows, playing cocktail, play downstairs C4s. It's a lot of map to clear and a lot of map to control. Shopify building, they're showing us right now, it could be a limited attack. If they take cigar, a little bit of piano, walk down the red stairs, maybe a direct plant is possible. But then again, there are 2 C4s. Oh my god, Spoit, you're alive? Double thorn trap, you shoot one, the other one explodes.
Just barely alive.
Point of health. If he wasn't gridlock, he'd be dead.
No, any other operator would be dead right then. But Abby, for the first time in what feels like forever, has found the opening kill. He's got Ashen's number and he's put him down for now. But he's about to get swung from the close angle. It's time to retreat for Rebellion. They've got 2-player advantage.
You notice how Ambi was eager for a gunfight. But the second they get another kill, he falls back, but then re-attempts to swing right after. Thinking Benjamin left the area, he did not leave. He was just slowly walking towards you.
The timing could not have been worse. Ambi was holding that angle. The second he un-ADS's is when Benja peeks him.
He thought the coast was clear.
How many times have we seen Rebellion fumble 5v3s? They can't afford another one.
Sport, again, still at 1 point of health. No more smokes for the glass. The win conditions are dwindling. We need individual players to step up, but it's Ben just stepping up first. Another kill C4, traded back by Surf onto Neurus, though.
Oh, and Surf spots another one on the rotate. He should be able to call it to his team.
Careful.
Rebellion need to regroup. The refrags have been few and far between. And J90 reveals his position somehow kills Surf regardless.
Stuck in the corner.
J90 is cornered and taken down. Rexon has been so clutch today, but there's no time to celebrate for Rebellion. Wipe the sweat off their brow and be ready to run it back over and over again.
2 more rounds to tie it. It's funny how SSG, they refuse to let SR go for execute, right? Ever since that 3v3 or 3v4, technically speaking, they are looking for kills. They are looking to hunt down each member. They start off right here. Benjamin goes forward, takes down Ambi. They go into reading. They get cut off by Surf, and then they thought, that's personal. Let's send 2 more people to hunt down Surf. The last player stuck in the corner. J90 had no real way of winning that one in 2v1. That's a Troy woo moment right there.
It's been a while since we've seen those. For a guy who got a reputation for being the most animated player, he's been a lot quieter in his older age.
He mentioned in an interview a few days ago that pretty much what he said, you know, people that watch me, they know me as like this loud guy, this big character person, and honestly, I've just, you know, I've gotten older, I've grown up, I've matured as a player and as a teammate, and my role has changed. I'm no longer the guy who needs to bring the energy. You got Ambi, you got Rex, and you got everybody else for that.
He needs to bring the calm head to the squad is what he needs.
He is that leadership figure role.
We've seen plenty of energy out of players like Rexon to carry that for Rebellion. What I'm going to be watching near the start of this round is Ambi. He always seems to find himself in these opening engagements, and yet you look at what operator he's playing, and he can't afford to.
No. And that's the thing. That is going to change the pace and momentum here for SR, because if MB is finding that map control when he is successful, unless someone else replaces him, you're going to be slower in the round. And Sports faster, he can't do it. There's a Blackbeard, he's kind of slow to the punch. And you got Rexon, a Nomad. So no one can afford to die right now. That's kind of the issue. Bentia Master. You want to go 1 for 1? Do you want to jump out the window? No.
I mean, it's dangerous because obviously you're going to be hit.
They got a drone. They got him completely stuck.
Know where he is, but they're not going to be able to find a kill as of yet. Rexon
Flash drop.
Flashes him again.
Yep.
Benja spotted out by Spoit. That's a deep angle all the way from the hatch.
Great use of both the droning, the flashbangs, and the crossfires. Don't even give him a chance to fight back, really.
Good player to shut down too. Benja has been hot on Cafe.
Yep. Also had one of those C4s, so they got so many more in pocket. Here we see the IQ Thatcher. Just looking. He was really just looking if there's anything to deactivate. There's not.
Not much at all.
No pre-play C4s, nothing of that kind.
There'll be magnets somewhere and some Banshees.
Yeah.
And he's still got 6 charges, 6 EMPs left. If you don't want to use them now for an execute, use them in the late rounds.
I've detected an enemy device.
It's funny how simply playing the Thatcher, not even using the active use of the gadget, is still so valuable.
Very much so. Ambi still needs to get to work with his boogie drones. He hasn't done so as of yet. They've got to worry about 2 of these mirror windows and no counter to either. No Ash, no Ibana. A Blackbeard needs to close the distance and hopefully smack one of them.
Push wide.
Now he knows that this position at Pellets is clear, but there's 2 players. I believe one's just dropped down into Laundry. Ambi finds his shot onto Ashen.
Pop the mirror as well. Big value, top floor control. It's been surrendered by his team at 45 seconds and a ram on the board. Easy vert. Does it so quickly. This could be a default pillar plant. You don't have to get too creative here. I think default is good, safe is good.
Another one falls for SSG.
Nice shot.
A respect from Newers. It finds, again, we just keep seeing them always ending up in these 5v2s, 5v3s. J90 almost in position, but he's cut down by Surf. False, the 1v5. Finally, energy flooding through their veins. Shopify Rebellion continue running it back round by round. Only one trailing behind their opponents.
Really want to applaud Troy. They were playing it super smart and super safe. Instead of dropping over the railing into pillar, not knowing if it's clear, getting caught in that mid-air animation as a shield, he actually went outside the building from white window, which is super safe, and sprinted outside the building into pillar door, where we saw him have a gunfight, right? The shield block the bullets, and then walk into default. They literally took the way that there's zero chance they throw the round because they know they've been losing those 5v3s, 5v2s. They're playing it safe, they're playing it smart, but Blackbeard's been target banned away now, as has the Warden.
And that Warden ban gives you a clue, doesn't it?
You mentioned how SR, they've not been the greatest at playing that chaotic playstyle, the Ying, the Glass. They've been playing the operators individually, but we haven't seen them full commit, full send it. Unlike SG, they did try that a couple times. But when you ban the Ward, like you said, you're kind of showing your hand. They're going to need to play into the craziness of the Ying or Glass, or not get the most amount of value out of that operator ban. So you're playing to a weaker playstyle on paper to try and turn this. I mean, that's adaptation, but it's risky.
It's a question mark for me. What do you do about this clash? We are going to see the Ying played here by Canadian.
10 seconds to go.
But, I mean, that doesn't clear the clash, and we've abandoned Rexon's Nomad.
Yeah.
Just the Capitao now.
Yeah.
Especially if we go for a bakery take here. How do Rebellion get inside?
I was going to say, I think you don't go for a bakery take, but there's also no verticality on the attacking side, so they're very spread out. Like, Twitch is good for, like, the Goyo, the Denari, the cameras, the information. Striker is just utility. Ying and Capitao is great for execute, but I'm not sure how they're gonna play this one through. Just looking at the operators, they gotta show us now. Very much so in the blind. The roam clears, the roam rather is active. They got Ashen on Oryx. Luki just be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Right now he's on the first floor, not even really roaming right now. Curious.
Okay, what's the plan?
Yeah.
Out come the smokes and it...
Say you take Bakery direct attack, right? How do you ever plan? Against the vert, against the smoke, against the angles? There's so many deep angles on code.
You're going to need to lurk. You need to have some kind of pressure upstairs.
It looks like they're setting up for a low-key rush on Bakery.
How are you going to achieve that?
Candela, smoke, and... Candela again. But how do they get in?
Into small bake. The clash starts to fall back.
But and there's a shield that they...
Bakery is completely locked up. What's the plan?
I'm not sure.
They're trying to bait something?
They've spent half their util. I'm looking at other players. They're all outside the building. They have to go for it because there's double lace on the door as well.
Oh, Surf has been patient. He's found Ashen on the Oryx. I don't know where that was. Perhaps just a deep angle into sight. A player over peeking.
With that on low peak, I think.
Wow, all the way from VIP.
Is this just a bait strat? Like they're just doing that, hey, look at me. But actually the strike is happening elsewhere. Now they flip the attack with no smokes, with 2 Candelas. Was it piano window?
It was a main door run out apparently from Ashen.
Okay, fair enough.
Looks like Rebellion keep toying with SSG. They keep playing everything, but now they commit to it. It has to be a VIP take. The Canadian, the shotgun, but he finds J90 and a second kill comes through thanks to Ambi supporting his team captain. False has to have a big impact on the clash here. SMG comes out, but Ambi has shut down his final teammates. Fultz now must hold on for SSG. Rebellion have been running it hard in this second half. A first round, a second, now chasing a third, and Fultz has been shut out of it. Ambi brought back to life, and Shopify Rebellion close the distance.
To confuse thy enemy, you must first confuse thyself. I do not understand what the train of thought was for the attack, and I'm not entirely sure that SR had that figured out either, but they got the round dog, they'll take it.
One thought I had is smoking up the bakery door. Why would you ever do that if you have a glass peek?
I was thinking glass, like there's no glass.
There's no glass, but they did ban the water, so they are kind of pretending they have a glass.
Kind of.
But what does that fake achieve? Does it actually move anyone?
Well, Ashen ran out the main door, so
maybe
he's getting desperate.
SSG desperate and impatient.
Then they flip it because SSG over-rotated towards Bakery, expecting the push and the pressure. And then the literal last Candela blinds the VIP player, and Troy with 1 HP left after the shotgun shield trade gets the kill. It's literally all these tiny things that are adding up into a round victory. It was almost flawless, but for the first minute and 30 seconds, there's no realistic thinking that, oh my god, they're doing it. They're gonna win this way, they're gonna win that way. They won out of nowhere.
They're keeping SSG guessing. The team that has had their number for the last year. Rebellion have maybe realized, okay, maybe we need to change a lot more than we thought. Maybe we need to be a little bit crazy. We need to lean into the chaos that we typically don't flourish in.
Yeah, I mean, we said when they banned the Warden, already that it plays into a playstyle they're not super known for, they haven't been super proficient at. and it's working so far. Now Canadian on the blitz.
Yeah, they're getting even more crazy. Got Blitz and Ying. A line scan ripped right at the start of the round as well, keeping that pressure on SSG.
So like you can smoke, Ying spam, Grim for information. Canadian can go deeper for a plant. You know, for the tiniest of seconds, I thought they were gonna drop down that Skylight and just full send it with everything they had to offer, but they're not gonna go for that, thankfully. Oh, that'll be very fun to watch with those mirror windows. That's not gonna work.
How do they clear those mirrors? That's a question.
Well, they didn't clear them last time. They just kind of walked past it, right?
They do have smokes from Ambi that they could use to try and smoke up the line of sight and then push deep and maybe knife the mirror windows.
There's the magnets, right? This time they're protecting the mirror windows. Canadian's gonna rush the bomb site beneath instead.
Oh, he's going straight deep into it. Does he watch around the corner? Foltz finds him and a double kill for Foltz on the side. The rush has been squashed for now. But Rebellion, they will commit to it. In deep is Ambi. He looks to try and get aggressive. He wants to get to reading door and take the fight to Foltz, but he needs to drone up first. It's a risky position, and the vertical from above, SSG have so much map control. There's a reason why nobody ever attacks like this. It's far too risky. Out goes a nade. Ampi needs to push deep and find Foltz. The C4 shot from midair, and finally, Foltz is put to rest. Into the 3v3 though. Rebellion might have 2 players in the side, but SSG don't need to panic. Newer's just around this corner. Abby finally shuts him out of it.
Smoke plant.
Time to smoke and plant for Rebellion.
Gonna hold the angles now. The cover has to be good though. Push down the hallway. Benji injured and taken out. First kid I know.
He's finally turned it up again. He was shut down 3 rounds in a row, but the young gun for Rebellion is about to gift them a chance at match point.
Surprise.
Unless J90 can clutch them again. He's done it before, and he could well do it right here. Ambi though says not today. It's a massive 4K for Ambi. He's been required and he steps up. Large shoes to fill on the Rebellion lineup, but this young gun gets it done every single time.
From losing 5v3s to winning 3v5s, hero plays. The rush was great, but the blitz shut down made it super awkward right off the rip. If Nuke gets blinded by the blitz Canadian and then killed, that could be an instant round victory. Instead, it's Ambi doing primary, secondary, entry, the cover, the plant, they're doing every goddamn thing in the round. And the Lion, the perfect operator to support that attack. That is a round that when you're a player yourself and the first 2 people down the initial push, you're thinking, well, that's the round. You're not gonna give up, you're not gonna stop trying, but you're literally thinking, that's not supposed to be a round victory. So that when you win it, and you get match point, mind you, it's the 3rd map in the field. I mean, this is it. This is the end of the road. That is so much relief. You feel so much euphoria in the moment. Oh my god. Oh my god.
SSG have been in control of this series since day dot. Cast your mind all the way back to Clubhouse, even on Labs. SSG has felt like the better team for most of this.
Yeah, for most of it.
Until the last 4 rounds in a row that Shopify Rebellion have ripped right out of SSG's hands. They have been 2 rounds away from knocking Rebellion out of it for such a long time. And Benja tries to take matters into his own.
Now, does he get caught?
Does he time it? Spoit is up. Oh, he shoots it out of thin air.
Oh, that right there changes everything once more. These small things, right? No C4 Benja. They shut down the spawn peek attempt. They are certainly locked in, expecting the unexpected. Claymores were safe, keeping here for the jump outs, enabling the piano repels rather. Shopify Rebellion, mind you, they've won the last many rounds of these out of nowhere attacks, playing aggressive, risking it all. The one thing they maybe should not do is start playing that slow roll once again, because that's when SSG, they feel a lot more comfortable. It's about maintaining that pressure. Keep them worried, keep them occupied. Cadella's going out. 3 guys in piano.
It's a quick rip. And Spoit wants to get aggressive as the mirror window is destroyed. The nade is going to surely secure this kill on J90. How does he not take any damage? Somehow J90 stays in the corner, finds a kill, and looks to teeter and tease us for a potential overtime.
I thought that was on him. I thought maybe he takes like half his health with damage, but no, not at any point of it. Rexon finds one though. Remember, it's not over until it is. Canadian, 2 Candelas, but shotgun primary, limited gunfight capabilities. They got Ambi on the ram, 3 boogie drones, plenty of vert to go around. But Ambi and Rexon have to work overtime in the killing department because I don't think Canadian, without those Candelas, can find much with that shotgun.
This has been Ambi's Cafe. 14 kills. Hungry for more. But Rebellion need to do it 3 versus 4. Wow, Ambi just taking a hell of a lot of damage from his own boogie drone. Time is putting pressure here on Rebellion. SSG decide that it's time to lie back and wait. Ashen has a C4. He's still upstairs though. He's not going down below. It's Benja instead, who's gone for the vertical. Canadian drops into the bomb site, needs to take some fights. A player in the middle of the smoke.
Oh no.
Ashen spotted for a brief moment. He finds his time. And he goes for the peak. A second one just around the corner is Newers. Rexon needs to duel him. He's got info on the callouts from Ashen. Rexon confirms the kill, but needs to find the second as well as Ambi is low HP. Newers continues dueling and finally confirms it. SSG are about to push overtime unless Ambi does it all himself. Folks will not let that happen. Another 3 rounds will be needed to settle which of these North American behemoths survive.
My heart can't take it, James. My heart cannot take more Shopify Rebellion attacking rounds because they are so intense from that first Candela till the last second in the goddamn round. And the thing is, spoiler alert, SR will stay on the attacking side into OT. They have to find, ideally, 1 more attacking win.
Well, it's been an attacker's game, hasn't it? 4-2 splits for both teams.
But not easily.
No, not at all. And Ambi's doing everything he can.
Standing in the smoke might have just been the round-winning play for SSG.
Ashen has so much balls. Just stand in the middle of that smoke, not make a sound, and just find 1 kill on his exit.
Yeah. You have 3 attackers alive. Everything is possible. The plant, the cover, the post, whatever. But with 2 people, nope. It is not the same thing at all. It sounds like only 1 person of a difference, but it makes everything. 1 person planting means only 1 person covering. With 3 people, it's 2 people covering, 1 person planting. It changes every single position, every angle that you have to watch. That's why they went for kills in the end. Until the 1v2, and you have no other choice but to stick it and hope for the best. Now, Benjamin's... Dude. So last round, he opened the head for the shotgun. Now he deagled a small hole into it. He's not going to commit to it, but...
Deploying sensor.
Get a new spawn peek, dude. Come on. Get a new one.
It's like how Ambi on every single round was peeking out fireplace window.
Ooh. Honestly, if they called it... Oh, yeah. So if he had prepped the window, he could have jumped out on the Claymore sound and get a freebie, but it wasn't prepped.
He also had the pulse of JNO, giving him information to when Rexon walked past. I gotta say, Rexon has been so good today.
Oh, yes.
Such a rock, a reliable old faithful for Rebellion.
I think today has been the day where every single individual player of Shop of Rebellion has had their moment to shine. Spar was a demon earlier. Canadian calling incredible strategy. Every single person has committed something phenomenal.
Yeah.
Whereas his team, it's the whole team. It really has been the whole full 5-man.
Aggression from Ashen and Benja. Clutches from J9. New is so consistent, so aggressive, and fault.
But less clutch plays, right? SLR has had a lot of individual clutch moments, of big 3Ks, 4Ks. SSD, it feels like everyone is like super evenly committing. Whereas SLR has 1 person for this round, 1 person for that round.
Oh, Benja, Nitro Cell, goodbye to Spoit for the rest of this round, and the flanks will not be locked up by those tracked stingers. Ambi gets aggressive, worried about a C4. He stands on top of the bar. Rexon needs to get aggressive and open up this avenue to cut out the cocktail players. I think Surf just had a Nitro sent his way, but he shot it out of midair.
I believe so as well. That means there's only 1 left for Jana on the post. So much vertical self-destruction though on the defensive side. We've been here before. Ambi doing the vert. Literally 2-3 minutes ago, similar position in terms of bomb side and approach to the round. But there are more people alive on both sides of attack and defense. How are they going to attack this? Where are they going to plant? They have limited information, right? Almost no drones alive in the entire server. They gotta go fishing, face peek these corners and clear those angles.
They still haven't cleared the actual bomb sites themselves.
Oh,
Players
they
on
have no
both of
idea.
them, they don't know where SSG have hidden back behind, and it's literally just on the bomb site.
No smokes there,
As
Ying,
well.
no shield, nothing.
Dropping here feels like a death wish for Surf, but if he does it with Util, perhaps it's possible. Rexon's now dropped below. If he finds his critical kill, it could be everything. Coming up the white stairs. Oh, Fault whiffs! He can't afford to be doing that. Not in overtime. Not when elimination is on the line. And now Surf has to get aggressive. He has to push deep into sight when his teammates are falling around him. He is the last man standing, and a spray headshot will not be enough. SSG, for the first time, have a match point of their own.
It falls apart before it even begins. Shopify, they will call their tactical timeout off that round loss. They gotta lock it and get this defensive round upcoming.
If they don't find it right here, it is all over. Shopify Rebellion have one last chance to lock in.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to give us a second to reset. I just want to ask you guys, what do you feel most confident in site-wise? Because I think Bakery has been going well, but last time when they saw the clash rotate off, they immediately hit, and they're going to use the
off
nomad.
anyways. I think that's rough.
Yeah.
I don't think the bar is bad, to be honest.
I like our
We could have
bars.
denied it last time. Yeah. I think we could do the bar aggro too. Like I can mute again. We could play in there with Thorn. We have the castle too.
Yeah, again, I think it's bar. I think bar aggro is fine. We can fight early.
Yeah, we banned Ying. We could just spam Thorns if they smoke.
Yeah.
I think we do that.
Put
I
the
need it
Thorn
still,
on. Bring Thorn and put it on the red hat.
Can we still run?
I will.
And
Do we want to run a Rooney in castle or Jaeger in castle?
I think fuck the
Rooney
Jaeger,
for the
fuck
gun.
the Jaeger. Yeah,
Okay,
fuck
so
the Jaeger.
we'll run the. Can you do the castle one day?
Are we doing? Which
Oh,
one
I
are we
was
doing,
gonna do
Troy?
the Thorn and see it.
Oh, it's all about just winning this next round.
Yeah, what happens on the attack? Well, that's where you rely on Troy Canadian to just call the shots as he sees it. But I mean, honestly, you don't want to look too far ahead of yourself. The only thing that matters if you're down a round is to catch back up to 7-7.
I like the way that Super said, what do you guys
feel
feel comfortable on? Because he suggested kitchen, and immediately the team was like, I actually like our bar.
Felt bad. And that's the big thing, right? When you're a player in the server, you're experiencing it differently than when you're even the coach with the player comms, listening to the match and seeing it for yourself. That's something where you gotta get your players' input. And I think it's very important that the players, they will lead that call saying, we believe in this strat where we feel the best and we know what to do to get it done. Full trust from Super. Remind you, if you lose this round, whatever decision you took, there's no right or wrong. The result is the result, but it will be the end of your tournament if you're SR. Well, either team, if they lose this game.
And for Rebellion, they have the pressure on them. They're the ones staring down defeat. SSG finally have a chance to lock it in, to finish it off. It's been a long journey today. And let's not forget, SSG played 2 games in the upper bracket yesterday. 2 tough games.
Some long days. Now they said they're gonna play aggro early with the castle, Thorn by red and new hatch. If they smoke, we can spam the Thorns as a counter response.
Of course, they're worried about the way SSG rushed it without smokes in the glass last time.
What about the Monty? He wasn't really addressed fully, right? Like, if Monty drops the hatch, burns the Thorns, and dances with Surf and Cigar with a Thorn shotgun, I'm not sure how that's gonna end for Shopify Rebellion. If, like, Surf, mind you, is on an island, solo in Cigar, he has utility. Mute Jammer, Castle Barricade, a Rooney Gate, Thorn Traps, but he's a sole person. Now half of that is gone with that grenade.
Wow.
He replaces it with the Thorn Trap.
Once his castle barricade's gone, he's dead meat as well.
Now,
And a good drone from Fault on Ambi down below.
If they have a person on the scanner, they can cut off the rotation, leaving Surf completely stuck. Right now, they're not watching it. He could fall back. But again, they don't necessarily know this. So he feels like he has to stick around at least for as long as I has a barricade. But a pixel onto Spoit. On 7-6 scoreline to open up the round, the opening kill for SSG.
And this could change everything for Rebellion. As now, Surf feels so much pressure and is finished off before he can escape.
Yep.
Ashen's found him all the way from the new balcony rappel. So far away. And now Rebellion, they feel further than ever from pushing this the distance to a 15th.
The difficulty of playing Cigar, you get 5v1, everyone looking at taking you down first and then figure out what the next step's gonna be. And the thing is, Fultz is on this Monty, right? He cannot be taken away. There is no C4. He's in a safe spot deep in piano, calling the shots saying, guys, watch these angles, go over here, get ready. Once they push the hallways, once they push upstairs, they can threaten either a plant or just threaten the man advantage and go for kills.
Fault is getting aggressive down white. J90 has made his way forward as well. They need to target these players on Cocktail.
Oh, he bunks it.
And one by one, Rexon falls below. Oh, but immediately dies to the nade. 6 years ago, Fultz and Canadian raised the hammer together, but today, one will send the other home. Brawling in the pits of the lower bracket, Canadian must pass on the baton and let SSG carry the torch for their shared legacy.
Such a hard-fought victory for SSG. A well-thought attempt at a comeback for Shopify Rebellion. I didn't think it was gonna be a close match on Cafe, and it turned out to be the very closest. Adaptation, overcoming difficult obstacles in the server, but at the end of the day, when you crank it the hardest, you come out on top.
And at his 10-6 Invitational, Canadian will not be allowed to continue chasing his third hammer, but Fultz will continue his campaign, will break it down.